All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom right for Basilisk, it is Reynor. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top left, it is Creator. In the red. And here we are on Ruby Rock. This is Group A of the Liuli Cup Grand Finals, a $10,000 tournament played online. It is worth noting that Reynor is in Korea, so Reynor, Maru, and Creator will all be playing on very low ping. But the games for Lambo, I believe he is still in Europe, so that will be played cross-server. Not relevant in this particular match, but will come up with the second opening match, which is going to be Maru versus Lambo. And then, obviously, winner of this will face off against the winner of that match. And then there'll be a loser's match. And then a decider match. GSL-style groups. Yeah. Let's see what has gone on so far in this early game. Not a crazy amount by any means. See if we can derive the hatch timing. 44-second hatch. That's fine. Mid 44, which is actually quite good, I would say. Yeah, right in the dead center. The ideal is 43 seconds. Realistically, it's going to take an amazing split and very good drone micro to get that. So getting a mid 44 second, and by that I mean like basically middle of the tick. I think you're going to be okay with that. I can't say this for sure, but I feel like Reynor's not the kind of player that frets it too much. There are quite a few players that are like, okay, I have to get it by this timing, you know, or like they're beating themselves up. And what I'm saying is it's me. I beat myself up when I'm just a split second late on the timing. Speaking of good timings, Creator going for no scout, and he gets a 208 finish on the Cybercore. That is really nice. Saving that extra money lets him get the core down a little bit faster. And he starts off with Warp Gate, which to me, yeah, screams Twilight Council. And with it being Creator, I feel like the chance of a Resonating Glaives attack is very high. There are quite a few players out there that will have their build orders in their toolkit, but they will mix them up. They will change it up based on, you know, whether they're scouted, whatever. Creator is one of those players, to me, that sticks to his guns. Sticks to his guns through and through. Now, there is always a chance of a DT drop. And, in fact, the fact that we have not seen any probes pulled off gas just yet, well, it's irrelevant because he starts up Glaives. But it could be Resonating Glaives into DTs, which is something Creator will do. A little wrinkle. Oh, we are going to see a Ling trying to get in here. Did he get high enough up the ramp to see the Robo? Yes, he did. And if you ping the Robo facility, or you ping the building even through the Fog of War, it has a different shape on the wireframe. You can, it's really hard to tell here. But the Twilight Council, the Stargate, and the Robo facility have different sized structures. Regardless, at that timing, there shouldn't be a building there that's not basically a finished Stargate if it's a Stargate opener. So that should already be big information for Reynor. Will he throw down the Roach Warren? The answer so far is no. But he still has another few seconds to throw it down. There's the DT Shrine behind this. Reynor, of course, should know that Creator has a strong proclivity for this style. And there is the Roach Warren just before the 4-minute mark. That will be in time. As long as he builds non-stop units right now, yeah, he's going to be able to defend this. Stopping at 39 drones at the moment. Now, the big thing is, will he sniff out the DTs behind this? First 4 Adepts are going to be crossing the map. They don't have Glaives just yet. This would be a great ambush for Reynor. Massive ambush. He forces a recall. He's still going to kill one of the Adepts. Almost gets the second one. Even with Glaives done, this is so good for Reynor to jump on top of this. Warp Prism trying to get in here to save this. This is still extremely bad for Creator here. And Reynor instantly fires up a layer. Creator going to do a little bit of juggling here, but this is already his attack completely kind of had its knees cut out from under it. The fact that he recalled semi-unsuccessfully and still lost another Adept and a lot of damage on another. I mean, this is so good for Reynor right now. He's already got a Spore done in the natural, Spore done in the main, and there is going to be a Spore done at the third. That is the only thing that can kill him right now. Meanwhile, these Lings are actually going to jump on top of the Adepts. They're going to get the kill on all 4 of them. But here is the most important moment. Oh, the surround is so sick. Absolute clutch surround on top of that Spore to save it. And now the DTs are fully committed. He's going to lose 6 drones, but he's going to kill every single DT. Oh, baby. And he got the Prism. Oh, my God. Reynor with the sickest defense you will ever see against something like this. Sheesh. That is absolutely crazy right there, how successful that was for Reynor. And now with an Overseer up here, even just a handful of roaches he made defensively might actually be enough to just deny this base. We're going to see Creator have to morph this into a Spore, but no, or into an Archon, but no, he's not even going to bother. He's just going to tap out. GG. Wowie zowie. Reynor absolutely blasting his opponent in game number 1. Not even feeling like he broke a sweat there, if we're being honest. That was a crazy, crazy good defense out of Reynor. And here we go, game number 2. Spawning down in the bottom left for Basilisk, it is Reynor. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top right. It is Creator. And that is a bad vibe start to the series there. A very bad vibe start there for Creator. On Reynor's side, you got to be flying high after a game like that. Every possible thing that could go right for Reynor in that early game went right for him. The surround on top of the Spore Crawler after getting the kill on the Prism as well is insane. We see Creator there. Oh, look at that. Oh, very nice probe micro to accelerate those probes. Now, I will say it looks nice, but it's actually not gaining him as much value as it could. Okay, there we go. That was a nice snappy one. You do have to like kind of sync it up right next to the minerals in order to get maximum value. And it is difficult to click in the right position to not accidentally click on the worker itself. But if you're doing it this way, you can see the workers are still decelerating a little bit. I don't want to be overly critical. I'm just explaining how the mechanic works. It's still far better than I could do it. Man, if I'm Creator, I might never, ever do that build against Reynor again. You know, that felt like a shutdown to a degree that we just don't see. Reynor is playing some damn fine StarCraft recently, and he shows it again right there. Chrono on the Adept. Reynor electing not to send the Overlord into the natural. Huh. This is quite intriguing. Oh, wow. Okay. Creator's going for the Twilight again. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that after game 1 goes the way that it does, he still goes for the Twilight. Damn. Adept is going to cancel its Shade here. Reynor, okay. So this is what he was looking for. He wants the straight dive into the main. And he's going to be able to see this Twilight very, very early. Once again, Creator is staying with all 3 probes on gas. So this feels like it's going to be potentially the same build. Reynor might even get away with this Overlord. Yeah, I think he does easily, in fact. Oh, it's going to be Blink. Okay. Okay. Well, Trigger beat Reynor at Home Story Cup with a 2-base, 6-gate Blink all-in. And Reynor said in the interview before they played some tiebreaker matches on a rematch that he wanted to face it again. He wanted to go up against it once more. Oh, does Reynor actually escape with this Overlord? I don't think so. I think he took a path that was not ideal. Creator's going to be able to chase this down. That's actually really big. That is really, really big. Fortunate for Creator, not so great for Reynor. Ooh. Reynor will get the scout in here. Now, so far, there's absolutely no way to tell that this is not just 4-gate glaives. I mean, technically, it could be just 4-gate. Oh, okay, no, Lings are going to get deflected. Yeah, he doesn't know that it's going to be Blink. This looks exactly the same. So in that sense, this is a brilliant maneuver coming in from Creator. Oh, please put that probe back on gas mining. Every bit of gas will be important for this 6-gate Blink Stalker. There we go. He puts it back in. If you know for a fact that it's 4-gate or 6-gate Blink Stalker, you can either A, cut workers very, very early and try and crush it, flood it, and then deal with it that way, or B, you can drone up quite hard and tech very, very quickly up. There's also options to go for a fast +1 melee. There's a lot of things you can do, but if you're going for a middle-of-the-road defense, or if you're trying to defend as though it is resonating glaives, this can actually be really, really difficult to defend. But in order for that to be the case, it has to be some phenomenal Blink micro. Reynor still doesn't know yet that it's Blink Stalkers. The very good masking of this build by Creator. He's going to find out basically as his first Overlord dies, which actually he just unsupply blocked himself, so it resupply blocks him. This is actually looking already very dire for Reynor. He's going to counterattack with the Lings, or maybe just swing around for a... Yeah, he wants... Okay. Oh, warping in Zealots is very interesting. Already Creator getting some very nice kills. 2 additional Overlords. Reynor does not have a comfy setup. There is an Observer, so that's going to give Creator information on where his opponent is. I do think he wants to be trading aggressively right now. He's keeping the Prism very far back in case of the Resonating Glaive, or pardon me, in case of the Corrosive Bile threat from the Ravagers. Creator really... time is... I mean, I shouldn't say time is not on his side, because he is actually still mining the same amount. But it's not a super comfy position. Reynor did cancel his lair, by the way. Here comes the Lings from the back. They want to ignore the Zealots for sure. That will force a full blink back. Does that enable Reynor to go after the Prism? The answer is no, because he already unphases it. Creator going to have that backup blink. This is a really good fight for Creator so far. Reynor losing so much. Zealots will get taken down, but take a look at the battle report in the interim. 51 Zerglings dying. Only 1 Stalker dying. Yeah, the trade so far, trades, very good for Creator. Reynor is counterattacking with Lings. Oh. Looks like he just wants to swing around on this. Creator going for a snipe on one of these Ravagers. He will get it. Reynor, oh man, he's got to pick his spots so perfectly. You can see Creator's already tied up the army supply. And it won't be it's going to be another basically almost minute and 45 seconds before Creator starts to mine out of his main. Nice snipe on a Ravager. It's very difficult to prevent that, but it did cost him a Stalker there. Not exactly perfect. And part of the caveat of this setup is you kind of have to be perfect. The Zealot Warpins do make this very complex. Oh, transfuse. That's a good transfuse. Still, having to use that is not ideal. Lings are going to go for the full counterattack this time. Corrosive Biles will get avoided. There is a Sentry and a full wall with an Adept at home. Reynor. Oh, this is looking tough for him. He doesn't have the unit count to fight this. Not really. But he will get a couple of Stalkers there, and one Bio lands on a third one, doing a lot of damage. Actually kills 4 Stalkers in total, so that's actually okay for Reynor right now. But this is just so uncomfortable. If he could land Biles on this Observer, that would be amazing. Oh, that one Ravager surviving on like 1 HP. Does get transfused up. That's really, really nice. The Zealots complicate this a lot for Reynor. Army supplies are dead even. I will say these Stalkers are taking a lot of damage. But this is so tense. Reynor, oh, Zealots are going to find, well, 1 or 2 Lings there in the back. Oh, wow. Meanwhile, though, he got a couple more stalkers. I will say we are approaching that point where Creator is going to start to mine out of his main. Yeah, there we go. 2 mineral patches have gone. Oh, Biles did land on a stalker there. The Ravagers, though, are getting whittled down. Reynor's doing a really good job with the transfuses. Oh, does lose one of those queens, but has spent its energy. Corrosive Biles. It's so difficult because you have to force the Protoss player to keep blinking back. Creator's doing a good job of keeping up with the pylons during all this. There we go. He is now half mined out of this main. Now down to 12 mineral patches from 16. So functionally at 3/4 the economy of what he just was. Whereas Reynor can just transfer his drones to the new base, which is exactly what he's done. Well, say new base, third base. Lings once again threatening the counterattack. The Zealots, there are so many Zealots. At this point, Creator should be getting charged. 100%. Not a question that he should absolutely be going for charge here. That would be so valuable. He is ahead in army supply and way ahead in army value. He's been doing a really good job of retaining the Blink Stalkers overall. But eventually, even that natural expansion is going to start to mine out as well. And then it's going to be basically a one base all in. But, I mean, Reynor is in so much trouble. He can't really tech up during this. He has been forced to put every unit, or every ounce of cash he has into units. Creator does lose another 3 stalkers there. That's actually really bad. He's going to try and force the issue here. There is a sentry as well. Zerglings are going to swing in behind. They will kill off 1 Zealot. That was a very good fight for Reynor, I feel. Oh, wow. He has killed a lot of stalkers now in the last little bit. Battle Report is kind of telling us that it's just been going nonstop, which it has, obviously. I don't know that I've ever seen a Blink Stalker all in go this long. Nice snipe there on a Ravager by Creator. Oh, but as he blinks back everything for it, Reynor is able to engage and get a lot of Stalker kills. Oh, the blink forward again. Reynor gets the punish, though. Losing a Ravager but killing a Stalker still technically favors the Protoss, but it's good enough for Reynor, given the now income advantage that he's got. Oh, that Bile, I think, might have just killed 2 Stalkers. 4,000 resources lost advantage, and so many units dying for Reynor. But he is still holding on by the skin of his teeth. Transfuse, not able to keep that Ravager alive. Good blink backs during the instance of fighting there from Creator. Oh, you can see Creator's looking for big force fields during this. So difficult to make sure your Biles are well placed and that you never run out of them. Reynor's doing a great job of continuously morphing in Ravagers during all this, too. Oh, nice target fire, though, on a couple more of those Ravagers. Reynor's going to try and move forward a little bit. Is this the moment? Force fields are available. He's not dropping them, surprisingly. If charge was done, that might have been the game right there. Reynor, though, is still barely holding on. Still no force fields being cast. I am so surprised. He had 3 force fields available right there, just from that 1 sentry. And even if the Ravagers can bile and break those force fields, like squeezing off 2 or 3 units with the game this close could be enough. This is such a unique approach to this attack with the Zealots here. Creator is going to go for it. Reynor's now going to commit on the backside as the Zealots are on the wrong side to protect those Stalkers. Oh, this might be a little bit awkward. Force field's going to come down and try and protect the back line. Zealots are now kind of being chased away and forced to disengage. A very messy fight, but a really good one for Reynor as he has whittled down the Stalker count significantly again. And now, more and more time that passes. Look at that. Natural expansion's half gone. Oh, those force fields, though, going to be able to catch 2 Ravagers and even getting a Roach. Actually, technically 2 Roaches. They were kind of forced to stay back. Reynor now is trying to mine off the 4th. from drones from his natural. Oh, Corrosive Biles clip the Observer, but they won't kill it. This has been a razor's edge fight for the last while, but Reynor and Creator have been trading evenly, which is extremely good for Reynor now that he's taken eco lead. Nice snipe on another Ravager. The patience from Reynor, from both players realistically, but from Reynor in particular, has been saint-like. The temptation to dive the Prism is so strong. Oh, that's a nice kill on a few Lings, but once again, Creator is really starting to run out of time, and just as I look back at the main base, he's down to now 7 out of the original 16 mineral patches. Now down to less than half the economy. Reynor might actually starve out Creator. Ooh, he does run into his own Biles there a little bit with the Lings, but he's still been controlling this very, very well overall. Creator, though, starting to get some really, really cost-efficient trades in the last little bit. I think going... Oh, he's barely lost anything, and he's killed another 2,000, 2,500 extra mineral resources for Reynor. Oh, God. Creator, though, he's going for it. He feels like this is his... He has to. I don't know. The Lings are very far away from here. Ravager count is continuously getting picked away at, but Reynor is somehow managing to maintain just enough to keep him from getting blinked on. Incredible how close this has been. Oh, Force Bazaar going to catch a couple of Ravagers. The Lings from the back are still just biding their time. Oh, blink forward, snipes down a Queen. Not able to get the Ravager. Will it cost him a Stalker? Yes, it will. At least one. Creator's going to go for it, the blink forward. This might be Reynor's moment, but the Lings are very far away from here. Zealots are going to try and come in. No force fields being used. There's the Lings coming in. The beacons are lit. The Rohirrim from the back, trapping the Stalkers of Creator. Zealots kind of caught in the middle. Massive Biles there, and it looks like Reynor, after 16 minutes on White Rabbit, has finally done it. Finally cleared enough of this out. Oh my God. Even now, Creator still is very close to making it happen, but he just doesn't have the follow-through in the economy. Corrosive Biles find the Prism, and that will surely seal the deal here in favor of Reynor. But oh my goodness, did he ever have to work his booty off for this one? What the game out of Reynor. Creator was so close to making it happen for so long. I really think if he goes for charge for so long in that game, he just wins. The thing is, all it would have cost him, really, I know it's 100 minerals, 100 gas, but just adding on charge would have been so powerful there. It certainly would have been worth it for the 100 minerals, 100 gas it costs. Like, that just... Yeah. But well done by Reynor. You know it's a good cast when the Rohirrim are called? Exactly. To be fair, you don't ever think about that kind of an attack having charge. But that would have been so sick to go for that. All right, 1 minute and a half of ads real quick on Twitch. And we'll get into the second series, which is going to be Maru versus Lambo. CVT best of 3 winners match. All right, yeah, a minute and a half, and we'll get into the next series. Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. The beacons are lit. The Ravagers call for aid. And the Zerglings will answer. Welcome, Jalarius, the Dollar Admiral. Dave Testa. Theoden King, you stand alone. Not alone. The hero. Bah. %97 accuracy. Copyright struck. Aw. Womp womp. All right, we're going to get into the game in just a moment. Ads are nearly cleared. I don't know if he could have not committed there, Miro X. Like, it's really, really committed. Charge button may be broken. Maybe. Who knows? Can't prove that it wasn't. All right, here we go. Second series of this group. Spawning up at the top right for Vitality, it's Maru. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom left for the Shopify Rebellion, it is Lambo. In the red. The Lambo's Lambro. Lambo has had a tough time, it's fair to say, versus the absolute top Terrans. I mean, I think Clem is probably the one that jumps to mind as like the biggest kryptonite, just because he is so good and so fast, and it's so difficult to ever catch him off guard or to get him to make a mistake. Additionally, Maru has actually been a bit of a kryptonite for Lambo, but there was a fateful series that they played a while ago. I believe it was when Dragon Scales, I think that's the name of the map, was in the map pool. And yeah, it was a pretty darn good display, I'd say. Man, I'm still just thinking back to that Creator Reynor series, particularly that game too. Like, that was so razor's edge for such a long time. Really, really difficult. Really, really difficult. All right. We are going to be seeing, so far, just a standard opening from Maru, but no scout. Just a little bit interesting. Just a little bit interesting. Of course, this is from the Liuli Cup Group A. This is winner's match number 2 between Lambo and Maru. Oh, CC. No factory. I was going to say, I was like, wait, is this third CC, is this faster than normal? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is crazy fast. And he's going to be adding a second barracks here. This is a ludicrously fast third CC. And this is going to be, I believe, a 3cc 2-on-1 looking at this, but without the Hellions. Oh my god. Maru does some sick, sick build orders. Nice save right there from Lambo. Reaper gets away with 4 HP. I mean, scouting into the main base there for Maru, just knowing that there's no additional gas, it's going to let him know that what he's doing is fine. And knowing Maru, I wouldn't even be surprised if he was like, you know what, actually, I'm going to go even greedier and drop 2 engineering bays, like, right now. I don't think he actually will. Oh, wait, what? We're switching this onto the reactor now. Okay, well, now I'm just confused as to what this opener is. Huh. And I feel like if Lambo scouted this and just sees the front, he also would be confused. Is this going to go into, like, a Hellbat push? He's not getting an add-on on the second barracks. This feels like we're going to see an armory come down with this. I do feel like if it were a Roach Ravager Ling, like, bust, the stuff that Dark loved to do, I feel like Maru would have a very difficult time dealing with this. There it is. There's the armory coming down. Okay. Yeah, dealing with this without a Roach Warren is going to be extremely tough. And Zerg players, generally speaking, don't like to make Roaches. Usually it is this. It is the Baneling Nest. It is the lair for that quick Bane speed. And the Baneling Nest is not going to be done in time, I don't think. Not if Maru goes for this right away. He will still get engineering base at a normal timing, honestly. This is honestly just like a normal timing to get your Engie base. Wonder if Maru's going to continue to build Hellions during this to rally forward. Medevac will reveal the Overlord. It's just single... Yeah, it's just single Medevac to start this off. Baneling Nest is nearly done. If Lambo morphs Banes right away, he may be able to deal with this. He's on 61 drones, which is very nice. But this is going to be a tough push to hold. Scan clearing up a lot of creep. Lambo did take the forward base, which is very uncommon to say the least. Already a couple drones going down. But a good quick pull from Lambo will save the majority of them. Maru is not going to commit hard to this. Okay, he's just going to back away. He adds a second factory already. Oh, wow. That's off just 2 barracks. I mean, he's building a third one now, and he is going for bio, but this is pretty intriguing. Lambo, by the way, did take this as his 4th base. Very strange expansion pattern for Lambo. I mean, this is obviously a good tank push. There's good tank setups here for if this is where the Zerg takes their 4th. This is an interesting, very interesting approach here from Lambo. Maru, I mean, this build is wild, honestly. Combat Chills is getting close to completing. He's doing a good job of keeping the creep back in the middle. There it is. Couple Widow Mines starting up. I do think we're going to see a very quick drilling clause with this. That's what it feels like that second factory is for predominantly. And he is good. Yeah, there it is. The drilling clause. He's going for the a really fast +1 ship weapons. Or ship plating, I should say. Lambo on 80 drones. So despite a very tricky opening here from Maru, and a very strong opening, I would say, like, this sets him up really, really strongly going into the mid-game. Already has a 4th base on the way. This feels like Lambo has matched it tit for tat. And I would say even Lambo's a little bit ahead right now. Ooh, nice job grabbing these Hellbats. Maru let them kind of get lost behind the army. Almost, Lambo almost getting a kill there on this Medevac as well. Little mine drop did get defended quite nicely there by Lambo. Maru, see how long it takes to start up the 2-2. Obviously, that's something you want to prioritize immensely. Scans coming in on the bottom side. This is Lambo's 5th base. He does obviously want to protect this. Want to keep this alive. There's the +2 armor as enough gas comes in. Lambo is going for Ling, Bane, Hydra. He's already got the Hydra range upgrade queued up, so he's not going to forget that. Oh, God, those mines, they burrow so fast. 8 drones go down. It does cost him the medevac. Oh, that was still in range of the detection. Meanwhile, Ling's on the left side. This is kind of emulating something Cure messed around with a while ago. Oh, God, the drones. Oh, that last second split was clutch out of Lambo. And that was, I would say that was just fine for Lambo. The second half of it, at least, for sure. Because that was 3 mines. I would say in the aggregate, I actually still like it for Lambo. This is a lot of mines being used up, but 3 mines at a time, oh, man. It's strong. People don't realize how difficult it is to deal with those mine drops, especially since the Widowmine's burrow time got buffed. Oh, good job right there from Lambo using the hold position micro. Oh, Maru. Being a big nuisance, Lambo will split off a couple lings. We'll deal with this mine and we'll clean it up. 3rd factory out of Maru. Wow, 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 wow. Now, I will say, the way Maru is playing this, if Lambo takes a really, really good fight and can split against the mines the right way... I'll hold that thought. Oh, that's a big mine shot on those Banes. This Widowmine at the fifth base. Not actually doing super, super well. Oh, +2 weapons is going to complete. This is a fight. Lambo probably doesn't want to take. He's off creep, and his opponent just completed some critical upgrades. But there's not a lot of splash here for the Terran. Tank on this position is going to be enough, though. What I was going to say is if Lambo can find the right fight, mitigate the mines the right way, he could actually potentially blast through Maru, but obviously that did not happen here. He hit at a bit of an anti-timing about 30 seconds before his 2-2 was done, just as the +2 weapons for the Terran completed. There's still not a crazy amount of splash. Maru's splits are pretty good. Yeah, this is still going to be a good fight for Maru. And Lambo has lost a lot of eco. Now the 2-2 completes. There is an Infestor that's been added into the mix. Just now popped out. Lambo is getting close towards Hive. Maru already has the 3-3 on the way. Lambo doing a good job of continuously spreading creep on the wings. But Maru is... he's making this very uncomfortable to play against. We're going to see a denial on the 6th base here out of Maru. And he is about to land his own 5th. That's obviously going... That's bad news bears for the Zerg. Really bad news bears. Losing a lot of creep is not great either. Fungal Growth will connect on one of the medevacs. Unfortunately for Lambo, it's the empty one. Ling Bane and a little bit of Hydra in the middle. Is this enough to deal with this army? Doesn't really feel like it. Those Marauders with Concussive Shell is going to be very effective against the Banes. Creep getting re-cleared in the middle. This is looking better and better for Maru as time goes on. We're going to see Lambo trying to take the fight here on the side. Banelings. Oh, we'll get some good connections thanks to a nice round on the Lings on the bottom side. But is that enough for Lambo to continue to fight? The answer is going to be no. That tank on the high ground is very strong. There's 2 others on the right, and they are going to work. Marauders with the healing versus the 0-2 Hydras is not a fair fight. And it looks like Maru is going to be able to mop this game up. Fungal Growth comes in, but Maru can just stand inside of it, kind of. Click, click down the hatchery. Oh, Widowmine on the newest base attempt on the bottom side. Just adding more things for Lambo to deal with. More nuisances, more annoyances. The only thing Maru has that's not perfect for him right now is relatively low amounts of medevac energy. But, I mean, he's more than fine right now. The triple factory is so good, of course. Now that you cannot abduct Siege Tank Widowmine is stronger than ever. Oh, Widowmine trying to be baited out. Nice unburrow there from Maru. And he will take the game, put himself up 1-0 in very nice fashion. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, Psycode. Welcome, my man. No gamers in sight. Sag, no gamers. Maru plays this game like a bully. He sure did, Tank and Smat. He sure did. Also, the games are from earlier, but this is... We are live. I am live. Dis live. Me live. Classic live game and pre-recorded cast. Exactly. God, that game felt really mean. That game felt mean, honestly. Hope you're doing well, Psycho. Haven't seen you in a bit, but hope you're having a... I hope everything's going well. Earlier today. I'm also alive. Live and alive. Excellent. All right, here we go. Game numero dos. Spawning down in the bottom right for Vitality, it's Maru. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top left for the Shopify Rebellion, it's Lambo. In the red. Yeah, that was a gross game from Maru. He opens up with that crazy strong hell bad timing, just doesn't commit to it at all. Goes for the super fast factory with the drilling claws. Even going for the third factory to allow him to continue to produce tanks and go heavy with a mine, dropping mines everywhere, taking advantage of the fact that with the recent patch, Terran getting that big buff to the mine burrow and unburrow time. That was, yeah, that was nasty. And it's not even like Lambo dealt with the mine drops particularly poorly. It just... anything short of dealing with them perfectly, and they're kind of always going to get value. I feel like the biggest mistake for Lambo there was attacking in at the fourth base of Maru before his 2-2 completed. But at the same time, when your opponent's throwing away so many mines, it really feels like you have an opportunity. And I do feel like he did. I do feel like Lambo did, but I think it would have been enough to break through anyways. Once again, it's... oh, it's really tough to break a Terran that's set up with a planetary like that without, you know, lurkers or ultras or brood lords or something like that. But that being said, not having the 2-2 upgrades makes a really big difference in that scenario. Maru, once again. Not SCV scouting. And once again, going for that very fast third CC. Oh, he snipes a drone. That's... oh, that's bad vibes. That feels bad. Oh, he really wanted this second one. Oh, man. Lambo going to go for the double inject. It is, once again, that fast third CC and second barracks. I wonder if Maru is going to mix things up or if he's going to do the exact same build once again. Lambo taking the forward base here. Interesting. He took the forward base in the previous game. And he's doing it again. This time, 3 barracks. No factory. Okay. Well, this is a little bit interesting for Maru. This is super, super weird. I'm very curious what he's doing with this build order. What the plan is. The previous game made a lot of sense to me. Lambo doing his built-in supply block extractor trick. That is... ah, there it is. Double NG Bay. Okay, okay. Now, will it be double or single tech lab? Feels weird for it to be single tech lab, but get the third barracks. Oh, man, this is a classic Maruism, the uber fast double engineering bay. And it is something that does create some potential openers for your opponent, some potential possibilities. Maru not going to be scouting to make sure, the way that he did in the previous game necessarily, that there is no all-in. Lambo for a moment, just droning. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought this was a drone moving out to take this as the fourth. I was like, wow, that's a really wild expansion pattern. Perhaps trying to throw Maru off his game a little bit with how he's expanding. Keep it unpredictable. But we are going to see the more normal position for this. It is just going to be a straight layer. I assume we'll see the Baneley nest behind that. Yep, there it is. Doesn't want it at the front. Thank you very much. Tank It's Match for the T1 resub at 27 months. No love for Terran lovers. I feel like Terran's doing just fine. Just fine in terms of love. This is indeed the first time watching these games. That is correct. That is correct. No spoilerino. Armory is going to obviously enable the next set of upgrades here for Maru. Lambo getting a pretty normally timed double Evo. Man, getting 1-1 done before stim feels criminal. It feels like you're breaking a law as Terran. No uber quick drilling claws just yet, but he is getting a tech lab on it, just be for tank production. And usually a 2-2 that is this fast, which is starting before the 6-minute mark, which is crazy. It's going to be done just like 8:05, if assuming the game goes that long. Oh, hang on. Medevac's are going to be just in time right there. Maru with a quick reaction time, getting a few of these lingers. Good creep spread from Lambo so far. Infestation pit starts up. Okay, no, 4 CC, so no, we're not going to be seeing an 8 racks. Good scan in the middle, going to catch a lot of creep here. There is the second factory fired up. Combat shields will time out with the 2-2. Well, it's going to be done before the 2-2, but it'll time out pretty nicely. This is going to be really difficult for Lambo to take good trades. Maru just looking for a little bit of value here. Oh, he snipes down a gas. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Did cost him 5 Marines, though. Yeah, no, Maru was super overstimmed. I was like, how did he lose so many Marines? It's because he doesn't have shields, and they had, like, double stims, so those Marines were mostly on, like, 25 HP. A little bit of a misstep there, I would say, for Maru. I mean, it's nice to kill a gas, but it's not going to win you the game. And losing 5 Marines, it just doesn't feel worth it at all to lose 5 Marines like that when there's no pressure to kill a gas particularly. There's that drilling claws getting fired up. Do we have the... Yeah, Maru's already on the 8 rack setup. Did he add 2 more tech labs? Oh, wow. Okay, he hasn't built a third tech lab yet. I was very confused to see 2 tech labs. Usually you go from 5 to 8 racks and you get all 3 tech labs. And yeah, there it is. Just a little bit of a rare desync in production. But man, oh man, this 2-2 timing is absolutely bonkers. Oh, big run by at the natural potentially. Yes, it is. It's going to get in here. Maru doesn't have anything to defend the natural. Oh, those Banelings just missed the biggest potential hits. Still, they could do a lot here. Lambo is moving it on the 4th base. Will force it to lift. Maru's army supply is not particularly high, and the Banelings are starting to connect. Widowmine's getting blasted here. The Ling Bane punch from Lambo has just completely stunned Maru. Maru caught by the run by at the natural. And Lambo. I think Lambo's killed him. I was talking about Maru having the sickest timings and all this stuff. Lambo just runs in, karate chops Maru, and Maru, I mean, he blocked it with his head, blocked it with his neck. I don't know what else to say. Wow. That was about as unexpected as it gets. Damn. You're not supposed to trade cost efficiently down 2 upgrades versus a Terran. Maru getting kind of bopped right there. I want to say it's not over yet, but like, I'm looking at the supplies, I'm looking at the tech. Ultra Cavern's nearly done. It feels like Lambo, if he just goes with 2-2 and blasts this base down with Banelings, it's going to be really difficult for Maru to prevent. And there's not even that many Widow Mines or splash damage. I feel like Maru needs to just go for a ton of mines and hope for the biggest connections of his life. Oh, but there's no rewall at the natural, which means that these Lings and Banes drive by. They're going to be very hard pressed to be stopped. Meanwhile, SCVs at the 4th, they're going to get taken down in large numbers. In fact, they're just dragging the threat into this natural. Base has been killed. Right at the moment that I was talking about, where Lambo wants to run and kill the 4th, instead of playing defensively, Maru was out on the map with a good amount of army, and that just empowered even more the move I was talking about. Great run-bys from Lambo, but Maru, man, night and day difference from him between this and game number 1. It just seems like he just got caught. I don't know if he wasn't expecting Lambo to be playing as well as he is, but well, he's gonna have to alter his mindset going into game 3 at this point, because at this point we are going to a game 3. You never want to call a game over until it's over, but this feels really over. I will say Maru's getting close to his 3-3. That's one thing he's got going for him, but it's a 3-base Terran versus a 6-base Zerg? Yeah? 87 drones to 44 SCVs. Okay, and he's just going to tap out. Yeah. GG. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Meh. Maru also had good intentions with that defense. Thought you were scripted? He had good intentions, but he was acting in bad faith. That's really funny. Simply because, Darren, you had good intentions, but also bad intentions. All right, Ruby Rock. Quick 1 minute of ads to make sure no mid-rolls. Keep them at bay. Just shove them away. Wow, 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 wow. Bum, 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 bottom. Looks like Lambo accidentally or on purpose picked pink in game number 3. Ooh, man, I kind of took it for granted that Maru would just win this series. But here we are. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom right. It is Vitality's Maru in the blue. And his opponent spawning up the top left for the Shopify Rebellion. It's Lambo in the pink. Damn, after game number 1. I mean, that just felt like... That felt like that shouldn't have happened the way that it did. But Maru kind of got taken to town there a little bit in game number 2. The run by at the natural just seemed to really throw him off. Damn, was not expecting that at all. Maru once again going to be going for no scout, I'm going to guess. We'll see. It's he could still go for a scout, but he can be a little bit stubborn. He can be a little bit stubborn as a player. Man, yeah, I really took for granted that Maru just wouldn't be able to die right there. But he did indeed basically die to that run by in the mid game. Man, yeah, kudos to Lambo. Just got to tip the cap. I wonder if there's something he saw that said, you're going to be unprepared for this run by at the natural. I feel like I do want to give Lambo the credit that he would be able to spot something like that, spot an opening. Okay, as game 3 comes in, Maru with a more normal opener, building the factory before that third CC. I mean, third CC before factory is already just such an insane thing to do, as far as I'm concerned, because it really, more than anything, it takes away agency. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Maru turning around to fire the shot on 10 HP feels crazy. Oh, Lambo going for the Roach Warren here. And Burrow? What? Is that real? Is Lambo pulling out the sickest cook of all time? Oh, baby. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. And it's against a double factory. Oh, my God. The soul read? There's going to be no Banshee. Oh, my God. This... Okay. Holy crap. This is the sickest thing. Maru didn't check the main gas. He did not see that there was no additional gas mining. Oh my, this looks so good for Lambo right now. He's lifting the barracks even. He wants to go Overlord hunting, but well, I mean, even if he gets it at this point, it's going to be very awkward for him. Maru is not going to see this coming until the roaches are here. Tech Lab just now starting up on the second factory. He's going to be able to build a Cyclone, but the thing is, with lock-ons, I mean, this has so much potential for Lambo right now. He's droning out of it, but this could legitimately just kill Maru straight up. SCV is going to pull away from the natural, but not all of them, actually. And that's a fresh mule, too. Oh, Depot just barely getting raised, but unfortunately, a Hellion on the wrong side. There's the Burrow coming in. Maru's going to see this and going to be like, what? Excuse you. Splash damage will kill the roaches on the top of the ramp, potentially. Transfuse coming through. There is the unburrow as the scan comes in. Lambo. Okay. There's so much potential here. So much potential. But so far, he hasn't reached... He hasn't done a lot with this. If we're being honest, 6 SCVs is not a lot. This actually feels very fine for Maru right now. Oh. Burrowing Ling. This is very cute for Maru. He's going to use the natural command center for extra scans. Lambo will get out of range and will be able to start burrowing again. He's droning very hard behind this. This is looking really nice on the worker count, but he needs to still trade nicely. However, Maru's going to be able to clean this up very, very effectively. If Lambo could have saved all the roaches, or the majority of them, and gotten them back home, would have been an amazing position for him. As it is, look at the worker count. Maru needs to get a lot of counter damage. The thing is, with Magfield Accelerator about to complete, but the burrow, I mean, he's going to have to keep scanning. We can talk all day about mules, but if you have to scan constantly, that really undercuts their value on coming back into a game. And there is the scan. Overlord will end up soaking the lock-on, which is not great for Lambo because he loses an Overlord, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. Maru is still in a position where he can... Oh, the Hellion drive-by. The Hellion drive-by, the natural, is going to find a lot of drones. Well, now he's in more than a position where he can come back. He is definitely in a position where things get a lot better. 6 drones is pretty good. It will momentarily put Maru ahead in mining. But emphasis on momentarily. His factories are not super fast. This is a golden opportunity for Lambo, but by no means has he won this game. By no means. He is still a ways away from getting the W officially. Hellion's going to drive by. It's a third. They don't target the drones initially, so he loses one right away. And that's the one-shot potential gone. Only gets 2 drones there. Huge mistake from Maru not targeting the first shot there. Now, Banshee. 1 Banshee created, I think just to keep him safe as much as anything. Because he doesn't have a lot of factory production just yet, you can't really be safe against, with just tank production easily. Was that an Overseer? Scan comes in on the natural. What's he looking for right here? Okay, it was an Overseer. I honestly don't know. Did Lambo scout the starport? He did not. That's a big deal. It is going to be single armory. Maru a little bit supply blocked. He's building 4 depots at once. Even with Maru getting some decent damage there, I feel like I cannot overstate that this is a really rough situation for Maru. Like, really, really rough. Oh, Raven for detection. That's cute. More Banshee being added on. We do have tunneling claws being made by Lambo. His supply is so high right now. But it is worth noting that his economy, despite being good, is not massive. Even 70 drones right now is not a crazy economy. He still needs to make something happen. He still needs to get something done. Oh, well... He is going in towards a hive. He does have some okay-ish creep spread. Adding some spores, getting a Hydra Den. Also getting Ling speed. Right now, he's just got the single Evo, though. How many tanks are there for the Terran? Only 4. 4 tanks is not a lot. Now, the Tunneling Claws is going to be... It's going to be a little bit difficult to find value here. Oh, nice break on the Cyclone Lock-Ons with that burrow play. God, this is so much army supply for Lambo. The tanks have to cover a lot of ground. Lambo's trying to wrap around on them. One side of the flank getting wiped out, though. Tunneling Claws will now complete, but Maru getting a pretty good defensive fight. I would say very good, actually. I would say that went very well for Maru, but he still loses 19 SCVs. It's crazy to say that went very well for Maru, and I would say have it be the truth when he still is this far behind in supply. But he doesn't die. And there was a risk that he died there. 4 SCVs at a time coming through. Viper being added in. Oh, man. Trying to close the game out against Mech is... not easy. Trying to close the game out against Maru's Mech? Well, let me just tell you, I've been in situations like this many times before. Now, by no means am I even close, not even remotely close to the player Lambo is. But I can tell you the supplies don't always matter. They matter a bit. But until that GG is called, until the Terran mech player is actually dead, you can never count your chickens. And especially without creep really enveloping the map, it can feel not great. Roaches on the right side are going to get mostly cleaned up. Actually, entirely cleaned up, I believe. Yeah, there's a Raven here, so he doesn't even need to scan. He had to scan here, but... this is starting to feel a little bit like... It's starting to feel a little bit scary. For Lambo. Maru, very nice cancel on the... well, I guess one of the double expands of Lambo. Greater Spire. Maru won't have the greatest upgrades for his mech. So, Broodlords are actually going to be kind of scary to deal with. Nice little burrow play right there from Lambo. The scans, though, did manage to maintain the Cyclone lock-ons a little bit. Roach, Ravager, Hydra is... I mean, it's going to be tough to break this. Nice spready on the tanks here. Parasitic Bomb could be good on the Banshees. Blinding Cloud going to be used on the tanks, though. There's no Planetary to make use of here. Can Lambo break this? He's starting to get through this, but the Blinding Cloud's expire, and there's still a lot of tanks left over. Lambo burrowing some of the Roaches on top. Is this going to be enough to break through? It looks like it just might be. Lambo crushing the tank line. Just barely had enough. Very nice little move with the Blinding Clouds and with the burrow move Roaches. Lambo loses a lot of supply, but Maru loses the entirety of his tanks. He's still got Banshees. He's still got a backbone. He's still got the 4th base. He's still got 60 SCVs. But Lambo basically resetting the tank count is phenomenal. Now, I still don't think Maru is dead yet. Even now, this feels like Lambo needs to keep going. +2 is done for both players. We've got +1 vehicle plating now done for the Terran. Obviously, this is going to be good, particularly against Zerglings. They don't have their adrenal glands, but that's not really the core of Lambo's army. He still made a lot of Lings, though. And those can be very, very valuable when the Hellbat count is so low. Make no mistake, Lambo, this is still his game to lose. He still has this game in a position which is, I would say, quote-unquote, a 1 state. Wow, that was crazy. He, like, animation canceled the Hellion shot there. Was that actually in range of the... Oh, no, the Raven came back in. Meanwhile, attack on the right side. This was a distraction. Extremely good tank spread. You cannot yoink those tanks anymore. Lambo gonna get blasted back there. And while the first attack on this base was good, this attack did not feel like it achieved anything close to what it needed to. But it is going to be a switch into Broodlords here. Lambo adding a couple more drones. Getting up to a new base. He's added a little bit more creep here in the middle, but he still doesn't have an amazing amount. And only 1 spine crawler at this left side base. We've got Hydra Lunge being researched as well. Oh, he cancels the Corruptor to hide the Broodlord switch. Oh, that was a sick move from Lambo. Oh, that was so sick. Oh my god. If he wins this game, that is going to be the move that clinches it. That was actually so smart from Lambo. Holy shit, his brain is gigantic. That was such a sick cancel on the Corruptor. Without that, Thors are 100% starting right now. But still, will this Broodlord switch be enough? Actually, he doesn't have a lot of free supply. And in fact, I think he just lost an Overlord, so he's actually not at the supply cap yet. Which is really unfortunate, because, like, Lambo does need to go with the Broodlords. Like, the longer this goes, +3 vehicle weapons kicking in. Oh, we've got scans. Ooh, he does see the Greater Spire. And that fires up the 3 Thors. 4th as well. Lambo, oh man, this is why it was so important that he built those Broodlords as quickly as he could. How many broods is it going to be? 10 Broodlords. 3-2 Thors are going to be a big problem for those Broodlords to deal with. Lambo getting +1 melee. That is very important for the Broodlings. He's only got 1 Evo Chamber. This Evo Chamber is working overtime. Queen's going to get pulled across the map. This is why creep is so important even against mech. That is a nasty little single Liberator getting sent out. Banshee's going for the counterattack as well. No cloak. He says, I just need the Hyperflight Rotors. More starports being added in here. Maru knows the danger he's in this game. Oh, the Vikings, they are going to get abducted here. Pretty large numbers. Oh, wow. Very good start to this for Lambo. Yoinks in like 6 or 7 Vikings immediately. 1 Thor going to get yoinked in as well. Is there enough for Lambo to break through? Tanks are going to be forced to unsiege. We do see Repair trying to come through. Corrosive Vials would be great on the Thors. Blinding Cloud is going to be good as well. He takes down most of the Thors. Lambo, does he have enough to keep going? There's 5 Broodlords remaining, but there's barely any anti-air. There's 1 Viking. 4 Thors, though, are going to be popping out momentarily. This tank going to get caught by the Broodlords. Will it retreat out? Not successfully. Oh, my goodness. Lambo is so close to making it happen here. The abducts at the start of that fight on all those Vikings, he cleared them out. That looked like such a bad start, but is it enough to close this game out? He's killed a lot more SCVs. So many SCVs have died. Queens. Oh, he's able to transfuse the Broodlords. That little bit of extra creep that he got just now, making a huge, huge, huge difference. Maru going to start mining again on the bottom left base. The Liberator on the left side did eventually get cleaned up. There's no range on those Liberators, but they are still a big nuisance. Oh, the Thor count is decent again. These Broodlords are going to get cooked. They go down so fast. Can Lambo clean this up, though? He's got Hydras, but they're getting cooked as well. Maru is going to hold for the moment. Blinding Cloud will come through, but it is very, very late. Parasitic Bomb on some of these Vikings. I mean, there's nothing really left for them to shoot. They could be good on the ground to help anchor this defense for Maru. He will hold. Corrosive Bile not able to finish off that last Thor. And it looks like Maru has withstood once again. Lambo was so close to making this happen. And he still holds a supply lead. He's mining more than his opponent. But I don't think he's got a whole lot of oomph left. Not to win this game. He needs to now out-trade his opponent, it feels like. If Maru secures this 5th base... Well, hold on, actually. This is actually very good for Lambo, potentially. He is going to find this base on the side. Rosabal's going to find 1 tank. Another tank is rather isolated. Oh, Lambo. Oh, no, he's ignoring the tank. We'll find it now, but he wanted that command center, and he gets that. Okay, that's a huge kill for Lambo. That is a huge kill for Lambo. Just as I was saying, it felt like it was starting to slip away. That's a big move. A massive move, even. Raven at some point was killed, by the way. So Tunneling Claws Roaches are a big threat once again. Maru is on 7, well, now 6 orbitals as he lost 1. Oh, man, this game is crazy. Ooh. Maru scans and sees the army. This orbital command is so good for keeping this tank in the back safe. Rosabal's, oh, he only had 2 of them, so he's not able to kill that 1 tank. But getting this orbital would be really nice. We'll get another tank, or well, that tank from earlier. Hellions on the top side. There are 3 spines here, but they don't cover the whole mineral line. Well, that's not true. But they can't prevent the Hellion shots from coming through, which is true. Oh my god, 16 drones go down so fast. Was there? No, that was just it. It was just those Hellions. They just wiped out the entire mineral line. Lambo is not going to restock on drones. He's going for it. He's got almost no bank. Well, no, he's got no bank. So many Ravagers being morphed in. 17 Ravagers. This army comp is not Roach, Ravager, Hydra. This army comp is Ravager, Hydra, Viper. Blinding Clouds are going to be big here on these frontline tanks. Thor of Ducks are going to be big as well. Can Lambo keep going? He found Maru a little bit out of position. Blinding Cloud will be reapplied. The Vipers are out of juice for the most part. Wait, is there... Oh, no. Oh, he's still got another Abduct and another Blinding Cloud. Or 2 Abducts or 2 Blinding Clouds. Regardless, he does retreat. Lambo will start droning up once again. He's got this burrowed Roach on the bottom side. Oh my god, this game is insane. I cannot believe how close this is right now. More Roaches being produced. That was a... I mean, this has been a slugfest. This has been a total slugfest right now. Lambo is starting to get a lot of creep on the map now. A couple of drones popped out and immediately got roasted by the Hellions. Blinding Cloud plus a Hydra Lunge will get the kill on this one tank, and he gets a sensor tower. He's going to find a couple of SCVs that were transferring. Oh, that lock-on getting the kill on one of those Vipers. That was the high-energy Viper, too. That one had at least 2 Abducts. Maybe an Abduct and a Blinding Cloud as well. It wasn't capped out on energy, so it didn't have 2 Blinding Clouds, but still. Maru is really behind in mining right now. Lambo has got... He's been on the verge of winning this game for so long, but has not been able to find a killing blow. Can he do it, though, man? Oh, my God. No additional melee upgrades have come through yet for Lambo. He has made the adrenal glands at some point. Maru never felt like he's had enough money to build +3 vehicle plating, and I have to agree, I also don't feel like he's had enough money for that. Burrow trying to come through on that drone to save it last second, but unfortunately he wasn't able to do so. A couple of Roaches in the natural.
Ready to roll out.
Scan going to come in and try and clear up some of this creep. You can see the little, like, dirt movement. In theory. Finding this one tank going to be nice. Blinding Cloud dropped, and he will get the kill on the high ground tank. Oh, he doesn't actually finish off the tank in the low ground. Orbital Command may very well get taken out here. That would be quite nice for Lambo. He will get it. Roaches are in on top of the production. This is the big weakness of Terran. This left side has been slowly eroded by Lambo over the last few minutes. And now he is starting to camp the production. Maru has to come through Lambo to get back to his main base. He's trying to use the Cyclones to do so. Oh, and that is going to be very effective. But multiple factories are falling. This is a really smart move strategically by Lambo. But it's a good counter move from Maru, using just the Cyclones, avoiding the expensive units moving through this choke. But there's the double abduct on the Thors as they try to move through. That is minus 1,000 resources. Lambo is starting to look like he might have done it. He's got a massive amount of money in the bank. He's been outmining Maru by a huge amount the last 8 minutes. And Maru has been getting shrunk smaller and smaller during that time. Oh, this would be one of the greatest victories, I feel like, for Lambo. To win a game like this against Maru. Corrosive Bile's going to come in. We'll find 2 of these tanks on the newest base attempt. He's going to get the Orbital Command as well. He's going to get another tank. Maru is in so much trouble now. And just like that, GG will be called. 24 minutes on Ruby Rock. Lambo. He had to dig Maru out of the deepest subterranean trench. Miles underground. He had to go so far down to get him, and he just barely pulled him out. Root. By the roots. Wow, 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 wow. That was a game for the ages. Man, I am so glad I didn't know the results of this group going into this one. That was so sick. All right, let's run a quick minute of ads, and we'll get into the winners match, which I cannot tell you. I was not expecting to be Reynor Maru. Or Reynor Lambo. Did you just miss a game for the ages? You sure did. You sure did. Your reward of beating... Oh, I put best of 3 winners match. This was best of 3 match 1. This is best of 3 winners match. Game even came with the Eye of the Tiger music? Sure does. Sure did. Oh, man, I'm so glad I didn't know the results. All right. Damn. That is so hype. That is so sick for Lambo. He has been grinding so hard. Man, that is so cool to see it play off. I've seen and played that game so many times, and the mech player is just a cockroach. They just will not die. They just refuse. They just don't. You just can't kill them, you know? But Lambo just barely got it done. All right, here we go. A series that I did not expect to happen in this way. Spawning down in the bottom right for Basilisk gets Reynor in the blue. And spawning up in the top left for the Shopify Rebellion with one of the best results of his career right there. Just the way he did it. I know it's a single best of 3. I know it's one match. Hasn't punched his ticket yet, but holy crap. It's Lambo. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, well, just go back and rewind the video. Go watch the series that was just played. Because this is the winner's match. And who he had to beat to get there... Maru. And this is a Maru that was truly dug in. I will say Lambo got a pretty darn good start. Pretty darn good start. The build he busted out was very effective, particularly against what Maru did. But you got to hand it to him. That's series prep, baby. That's the professor. That's the Professor Zerg right there. Professor son. Maru was so close to bringing it back at multiple instances. Like, oh, man. I really thought he had. It wasn't until that final move into the main base from Lambo that basically... began the camping of the production of the Terran that really, put that game to bed. Until that point, I felt like Maru, at multiple instances, I felt like he already had brought it back and he had taken control of the game. Okay, enough about that. You guys can go back and watch it if you are so inclined. And once again, I recommend that you do, because to me, that was a game for the ages. Just for what it means to a player like Lambo. And now we got to talk about what it means for this group. Which is that Maru's in the loser's match, a ZBZ in the winner's match, a guaranteed Zerg into the next round of the tournament. And you have to assume Reynor was preparing for a ZBT. I cannot imagine... he expected, well, I mean, I think he's got a lot of faith in Lambo, but I think he was definitely expecting to face Maru. Lambo is going for a 2-base opener. He's going to use a drone at the front to block a potential Ling from scouting into the main base. 3-queen opener. He is going for Lings, and this feels like it's going to be a Ling flood. And a big one at that out of Lambo. Reynor did go for Ling speed of his own. He's playing the more standard 3-hatch, but has not built a Baneling nest because, well, you don't want to against this. Oh, it is going to be a Roach one. That does not look like a wall on the right side. And it is not, and as a result, the Lings get in. That's going to be a scout coming in from Reynor. He will see Ling speed. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Lambo. That's really unfortunate. Very good for Reynor, obviously. All right, here we go. Lings flooding across the map here. Will Reynor be able to hold this third hatchery? Lambo wants to kill on it, but Reynor was able to build Lings a little bit earlier here. Queens are going to be able to add enough potentially to hold this base. You do not want the Lings fighting the Queens themselves. The Queens are great for tanking in this scenario. You need your overwhelming count of Lings to win the fight against their Lings to remove the DPS. But that went very well for Reynor right there. 10 Ling surplus. And in fact, now it's going to be Lambo that's going to have an uncomfortable time holding his third base. I think that's actually going to be a cancel on this third. Maybe not. There might just barely be enough. No, it's going to be a kill instead, which is far, far worse. And that's just going to be GG. All right, Reynor takes game number 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Not getting the kill on the third makes it awkward. And then losing the third yourself makes it pretty close to unplayable. Great job from Reynor on the defense. Getting the scout obviously was very good. Gave him just enough time to make a few extra Lings. And that was kind of all he needed. Here we go, spawning up at the top left for the Shopify Rebellion. It's Lambo. In the blue. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom right for Basilisk. It's Reynor. In the red. ZBZ. There is so much trickery you can do. And it's wild, too, because it's not just trickery at the build order stage. It kind of goes all the way through the game. You can represent a specific way of playing or a specific build while doing something weird and different well into the mid-game. Like, there's some timings you can represent, like be like, oh, you know, I'm getting a second Evo, I'm going for 2-1 upgrades. Your opponent scouts it. You cancel the 2-1 upgrades. You just go with a ton of roaches and +1 missile, roach speed. But your opponent thinks that you're going for 2-1 upgrades, so they start teching up towards Hive for the later stages. Like, there are a lot of ways to mislead and cause misreads. Reynor keeping his Overlord, his second Overlord at the natural. Going to be, well, just misleading his opponent here. Actually, not misleading. Technically misleading a little bit, but more so than anything, he wants to make sure he's not getting Proxy Hatch Spinecrawlered. So 12 pool Spinecrawler Rush, basically what that is you go for a 12 pool, you build an hatchery on your opponent's side of the map, you cancel it, you build a spawning pool or a Spinecrawler with the creep, and then you 12 pool and kill their hatch. Because you then put it on their creep. And it's real nasty to deal with. Ooh, Lambo, speaking of nasty to deal with, he's going for an Evo chamber in the main base. This is gonna be an NA special. This is a I'm not getting Ling speed right away. It looks like it's gonna be Carapace. Could be +1 melee though. We'll see in a moment. It's going to be melee. That's the true NA special. That's the one I personally am the biggest fan of playing and I find the most difficult and annoying to play against. Lambo setting up for the exact same way that he did in the previous game, with that drone on the ramp, the queen there as well. There's a third queen in production as well. Thank you very much, Yammers, for the tier 1 resub at 17 months. This is cool from Lambo, too, because this looks very similar to the previous game. And it was just a regular lane flood in the previous game. Lambo is continuing to mine gas with 50 gas in the bank. Will he go for a Baneling Nest right now? I don't think so. But if Reynor responds the same way he did in the previous game... Well, first of all, he'd have to get the scout. But if he responds the same way as he did in the previous game, won't be great for him. Because the +1 melee lings will fight way better. Oh, drone gonna get sent to take the third base here. We have a Roach Horn starting up for Reynor. When did he just restart mining gas? No, he's actually got a decent bit of gas. Roaches are also not great against this. Oh, is that a real +1 missile or a fake? I actually legitimately don't know. I think it's a fake, but it could very well be real. If it were Carapace, I'd be quite sure it's real. But the missile is going to be cheaper. I think it's real. I think it's real. This is wild, actually, out of Lambo, because... here come the +1 melee lings. The cancel on that. It is a cancel on this. Okay. Okay, Lambo fully sending this across the map. Reynor's drone so hard. He's going to try and wall. Oh, no! The idiot queen blocks his own wall. +1 melee lings can rip through the wall of your opponent at the natural. Because it doesn't gain the benefit of the armor. Oh, cute little move from Reynor there. He sneaks his lings back home. Back inside. I wonder if Lambo could have just... Oh! Ooh, that's a big jump on top of these queens. Gets one kill right away. The other one has transfused, but it is in the wall. It cannot be transfused by something else, which means he's going to lose out on this. Roach pops out at the third base. It's going to get instantly surrounded. Lings are counterattacking from Reynor. There's a small number. Lambo may still be able to break through here. He is so far down in drones, though. He is so far down in drones. I feel like he needed to commit harder to getting more actual real damage as opposed to canceling the third. I think Lambo might have misread how greedy Reynor was being. We are going to be seeing... Oh, wow. Lambo is still committing to this in terms of army supply. Reynor doesn't realize that, I think. Despite the fact that he scouted the natural, he's building a Spire, which is amazing for Reynor, if he gets to it. But that is a big if. That is a really big if. Lambo's been building nothing but units this whole time. Oh, can he get the dub right now with this? Reynor's been mining so much more, but he is absolutely going to lose this Roach Warren. And this is a lot of Roach Ravager here from Lambo. Reynor needs those spine crawlers. Corrosive Biles do land on some of this army, but the lings surrounding Reynor's. Oh, those are big Biles on the middle of that Roach Ravager clump. Spine's not yet done. Another set of Biles will land on the spine crawlers it tries to complete. It does finish, but Lambo has gotten Reynor in game number 2 with the surprise all-in follow-up. Oh my god, Lambo. He's popping off so hard in this group. He's now one map away from advancing to the... advancing out in first place. That's crazy. That is crazy. Absolutely bonkers. All right, let's get ourselves some water. Wait for these ads to clear. Lambo winning a group with Reynor, Maru, and Creator would be the sickest result. The sickest result. And that would mean that one of Maru and Reynor is eliminated. Potentially both of them if Creator pops way off. But that would be... Oh, I mean, we've already had some pretty crazy results. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Lambo's not even out of the group yet. All right, 10,000 feet. Game number 3. All right, here we go. Spawning down on the bottom right for the Shopify Rebellion. He's 12 pooling. Oh, man, he can taste it, and he's going for it. Spawning up at the top left for Basilisk, it's Reynor in the blue. This is a very short rush distance map. He gets the 16-second pool as well. That's fast. That's really fast. And it was almost a 15-second pool. Oh, he's getting a gas. Oh, my goodness. Is he doing a little rainbow build? Is he about to... He is. Wow. Wow. Holy crap. He's going to be doing a speedling all-in with this. He is going to be doing a speedling all-in with this. Oh, my goodness. This is as all-in gets. You're going to do this off 12 drones. You're going to make it look like you're expanding normally. Unless, of course... Is he going to build a baneling nest? Oh, it is... Wow. Okay. 12 pool bane. So he's not even faking the expansion. He's just going for it. Now, does he hide the lings then? No, he does not. Will Reynor be able to defend? This is so turbo committed. Lambo's going to stop mining gas with 2 drones going down to just 1 drone mining gas. He's got enough gas for 2 banelings and will eventually get enough for a 3rd. I'm assuming these 2 banes right here are going to morph into a set of banes very shortly. Basically right this instant. Lambo is droning out of this. There are the banes morphing in. God, oh, wow. These drones are going so far. Reynor hasn't seen this yet. He's going to see the banes morphing in a moment. Spinecrawler starting up at the natural. There's very few lings out. There they are now. Split's going to have to come through. Reynor needs to click down his opponent's banes. Lambo's just using the banes to force good trades. He's going to go after the Spinecrawler, now turning back on the lings. Lambo hasn't lost anything yet. Oh, that is a big hit on those lings, but he gets the denial on the second bane. Reynor can still defend this. Is there another bane somewhere? No, there is not. Reynor has defended. Reynor is defended. And, oh, he loses the Overlord on the other side of the map. Queen kills it. Okay, oh, man. If it wasn't for the kill on that Overlord, this would actually be so much better for Reynor. So much better for Reynor. He has to build 2 OVs right now. Lambo got enough damage to equalize. Has not won the game yet, though. Oh, this is so cool. Ooh. Reynor has to be careful. He does not want to lose these lings. This game is so razor's edge. You literally don't want to lose, like, even, 7 lings. Good denial on the scout there from Lambo. Reynor doesn't yet know what the situation is. And it is going to be ling speed started up. Another ling does go down. I know it's crazy to talk about individual lings dying, but it is impactful. Reynor really wants to scout here. Lambo is going to say, I wouldn't mind him not transfuse or not injecting to make sure the queen blocks the scout, and he does exactly that. Very nice little move. Reynor doesn't know if his opponent's going for ling speed. He doesn't know if there's a roach warren behind this, if there's an evo chamber. You know your opponent doesn't have a lot of eco, but you don't know exactly how much. Now, this is a good scout just on the amount of drones at the natural. That's already big information. That's going to let Reynor know he can drone up a little bit more. Reynor does not have great Overlord position because he lost that first Overlord. You can see this one is trying to race down to the bottom side. Where is it going? Yeah, it's looking for the third hatch of Lambo. Lambo firing it up in Evo chamber at the front. Reynor, Roach Warren will give him a nice little wall here. Oh, it's going to be Reynor trying to take back a little bit of control in this game, adding his own little lane flood. Lambo scouts the drone count at his opponent's natural. That's good information to have. Is Reynor just going to go with a bunch of Roaches, Lings, and Banes? Lambo is going for a very fast +1 missile. He's droned up a lot. He needs to defend. If he defends, he's very far ahead right now. He's got a layer nearly done. That is going to be a tough task to defend here. Oh, Banelings of Reynor trying to zone Lambo out. Not able to successfully do so. He does force the detonation on this one Bane, but there's another Bane being produced. Queens are pulled to the front. That is another good kill on a Bane of Lambo. Lambo is still droning during this. He is... Oh! He is blasted! Baneling, sneaky Bane run by from Reynor. Oh, 12 drones just got taken out in the natural. Beautiful move from Reynor. Lambo canceled Ling speed. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, that is a massive counterpunch. A massive counterpunch from Reynor. Lambo is droning back up, but that just absolutely slammed him there. Very nice quick reaction time from Reynor, avoiding getting hit by the Banes of Lambo as they repositioned. The thing is, Reynor does need to find more damage right now. He's adding a layer, he's droning up, but Lambo is actually droned up really, really hard, and his tech was in such a good spot with the +1 missile and the roach speed. Reynor does need to find, like, a lot more damage, but Lambo supply blocked! Oh, the supply block timing couldn't be worse! Oh, no! The supply block of all supply blocks. And he will lose the third base, Reynor. I said he needed to get damage done, and he has gotten it in spades. Now Reynor kind of just needs to defend. Lambo sees the drone count of his opponent's base. And this will not spark joy. This will spark nothing but pain. But Lambo's got a big army. He's got the +1 missile advantage. It's a short map, and he is going to turn this into a German taxi. Or German Autobahn? German Autobahn. The game will be hinged upon it. This creep is actually really bad for Reynor. It's going to mean that the Queens get so much, get across the map so much quicker. They barely have to travel at all. Lambo just giving them a little bit of a nudge to get forward. Can Lambo break through? Reynor just needs to hold, but it isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world by any means. Ravager does complete. Lambo targets it down immediately. Second one as well. They don't get either bile that they were looking for. The roach count is very similar, but Lambo does have 2 transfuses available, and he's got the upgrade lead. Reynor trying to build a spine. This defender's advantage and the concave at the top of the ramp are helping a lot, and with that, GG will be called. Reynor holds and takes the game and the series. Lambo was as close as it gets. But Reynor ultimately comes out in first place. Maybe not as close as it gets. He was close. Not as close as it gets. But now it is going to be Maru versus Creator for the losers match. Bane sup, or nice 12 full though. Yes. Yeah. Really, really good defense from Reynor. German Autobahn, not what they once were. Well, when you're that far behind, it's not great. It's not great. But also the Queens are expensive. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get into Maru Creator. I wonder who Lambo would rather have faced in the... Or would rather face in the decider match. All right, minute and a half of ads, and we will get... Actually, no, we're going to run 3 minutes of ads. I'm going to be right back. Oh, all right, we back. We back, baby. Hair's misbehaving a little. I didn't use enough stuff to like push it to the side, so this just has a little thing that's misbehaving. All right, white rabbit. White wabbit. Creator Maru. And here we go. New series spawning down in the bottom left. It is Vitality's Maru. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top right. It is Creator. In the red. Welcome, Poriforion, Krabuki. Bum, 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 bum. Wah, 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 wah. All right. Not the loser's match I was expecting. By any means. Not by any means. It's, yeah. I mean, Lambo pulling off a massive, massive upset. If you haven't seen it yet, it is worthwhile to go back and take a look. Very worthwhile. Sneaky probe. This kind of feels like a proxy. Meanwhile, Maru wants to go for a proxy of his own. This is definitely that awkward... What is the name of that movie? Or show? Umbrella Academy. This was going to be a proxy starport Hellion drop. I'm 99% sure. But, well, now it's not. Yeah, he started up a tech lab there. Ooh, SCV gonna get sniped here. Nice job from Creator. Meanwhile, Reaper on the other side of the map. Oh, it got... No, it just got the one probe earlier. Yeah, this was going to be a proxy starport Hellion drop. I'm 99% sure. Shield battery in the main. Going to be a Defenderino, no problem. Just a single shield battery is kind of interesting. Ooh, interception attempt. That would be very nice. And can he get the chase down, Creator? Huh? Oh, nice job from Creator. Just shy of having the perfect grenade there for Maru. Now we've got the Cyclone, though, in hot pursuit. Will he be able to get the chase down on this? Creator shades right now. Maybe not, but he's a little bit late to shade. Maru knows that his opponent needs to get back to the high ground in order to prevent this, or in order to break the lock on. So he zooms there. And just a nice little move there from Maru. Creator, unfortunate for him, he didn't pull the Adept back right away. It's not like losing the Adept is the biggest deal in the world, but the game of StarCraft, especially in this matchup, is decided on the margins, especially when you go for a push like Maru is going to go for here. Gonna be a little tank push, it looks like. Maybe? Maybe not. I mean, he's building the second barracks, I know, but this feels like he wants to get aggressive. These tank pushes are really very razor's edge. But when... Oh, this could be very nice. I think he gets the kill with the blink. Yeah. That's a really nice pickoff. Maru is still building nothing but units, though. Even though he built the second barracks, this is absolutely going to be a commitment. He is waiting so patiently with the ambush. Creator is... Well... Oh, Maru's going to unsiege just before the stalkers show up. Very fortunate for Creator. And good blink micro there. We do see 3 tanks here. That's a lot of SCVs being pulled. Maru just mineral walking them through. Now he will put them to repair. Scan comes through. That's going to be 2 dead stalkers. I don't know that he needed the scan to complete the kill. But he gets the kill on those 2 stalkers. This is going to be very, very difficult for Creator to deal with. He's building lots of shield batteries. He's added an immortal. There's actually already 1 immortal out. This is the 2nd immortal. Losing that medevac is actually such a big deal for something like this. Very good force fields. Find a kill on a Cyclone, and it's a nice little shot on some of these SCVs. Gets a shot on the tank. Creator, though, is going to have a devil of a time defending this. He's got a massive eco lead right now. Maru is so committed with this. Immortal going to try and move forward to kill that 1 tank. Won't get it. And that is a huge loss for Creator. It's actually really unfortunate, too, because it let those 2 tanks in the back get so much value. Finally, that 1 tank at the front goes down. But the first immortal died. The second one is super low in HP. It's got its barrier. There's about to be another immortal out. Creator can still potentially do this. Mule being dropped in order to repair up the landed Vikings. Creator adding 3 more gates. He doesn't have charge on the way. This is actually a situation where it's Creator who needs to break this. He blinks forward, will kill 1 of those tanks, gets another one, and he will clean this up. GG. Creator crushes the tank push in game number 1 and will take a 1-0 scoreline lead. Maru's on the verge of being eliminated from this group in last place. Wow. Once again, was not expecting this in the slightest. Not in the slightest. Spawning down in the bottom left. It is Vitality's Maru. En the bleu. And his opponent spawning up the top right for... well, for himself. It's Creator. He is currently teamless. But very nice result in game number 1. Picked his spot to deal with that tank push really nicely. And kind of crushed it at the end there. It did look a little bit scary for... well, it looked quite scary, actually, for Creator. Tell a Protoss player a tank push looks a little bit scary, and they'll be like, what? No, this was terrifying. Kudos to Creator for not panicking, though. Really easy to do so when the first kind of fight went the way that it did. But Creator did not panic, and there's a lot of value there. We are going to be seeing an interesting scout from Creator. Very attached to the idea that Maru was going to proxy. So he checks 2 positions for it, but no, neither one. It is just a standard opening from Creator. Maru going for Reaper into Tech Lab. This is going to be a very quick Cyclone play out of Maru. Those tank pushes are really, really powerful from Terran, but they do leave you... They do leave you in a tough position in the series if it doesn't work out, because they're pretty much a full commit all in. Oh. Got a Twilight Council coming in. It's going to be Adept, Stalker. Probe will show up, and Creator is going to see, okay. Oh, he could have gone into the main there and poked the Starport SCV. But he's just going to retreat back home for the moment. Now... Okay. I was going to say, the Adept probably does not want to commit in there with a Cyclone on the verge of popping out. And wisely, he does move away. Going to be a Widowmine after the first Cyclone. Maru was doing this when the... hallucination meta was common. Oh, good break on the Cyclone's lock on there. Nice job from Creator. But with no shield battery, it is uncomfortable. And maybe Maru identifying that there was no shield battery made at the natural last game. There is one being produced now. Creator didn't build one in the main either. He actually skipped both batteries despite scouting the double gas. And maybe that was because he saw the quick Tech Lab, said, hey, I don't have to deal with 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, or even 2 Reaper, 1 Hellion. I can get away with this. And if that's the game plan, I like it quite a bit. Oh, Widowmine. Nice positioning here from Creator. And Maru, I don't think he can even drop the mine out. I think it would just get blasted by the 2 Adepts and the Stalker. There's the big benefit of keeping those Adepts alive. Showing itself. So... Oh, this is really surprising, actually, out of Creator. He drops the Robo Bay. Maru does scout that it's a 4-gas opener from the Protoss. Oh, good quick reaction time there from Creator. Maru already throwing down his own 3rd CC upon seeing this. I think... Yeah, you know what? I think this is a great decision for Maru. He makes the production, but then he sees, wait, you're going for a 2-base tech play. I am going to add a 3rd command center. I'm not going to get much done if I try and attack. In this case, it's going to be 2-base Colossus into the 3rd Nexus. Now, this is a nice little move from Creator. Upon seeing, like, hey, you've dropped a 3rd CC. I'm going to blink into the main base. I'm going to find, yeah, a good number of SCVs. Very nice damage. But on the other side of the map, auto turret gets dropped, gets a couple of probe kills. And Maru will be able to find more damage here with the 2nd auto turret, getting another probe, forcing quite a bit of additional lost mining time. Almost killing a Stalker. Oh, Widowmine did get in to the natural. Now we've got the minigame, the retarget minigame. Creator, you got to pull the probes away. You got to pull them all away. He's just going to keep doing it. I don't understand why Protoss players refuse to pull all the probes away. Just pull them all away. He ends up losing 3 probes anyways. Oh, Creator. Oh. Oh, boy. That was not ideal. That was... Great job from Maru there with the retarget fire on that Widowmine, but you don't have to let them do that. You can force it to either unburrow or shoot 1 probe. Creator just didn't want to do that. and ends up messing up the pull away anyways. Good job from Maru to recognize where that shot was going. Oh, this is a nice little find from Creator. Can he get the kill on this? If he blinks to the low ground, I think he will. Ah, he wasn't fast enough, unfortunately. Stalker's coming in from the other side. Not able to get the kill there. 3 probes go down. Meanwhile, Creator poking in on the other side. Gets hit very hard by some siege tank blasts. Loses 2 Stalkers. This is a lot of little things going very well for Maru here. Actively harm himself by keeping some there. Yeah, exactly. Maru already landing his 3rd CC. He is going for a big tank play, adding his now 6th tank that just popped out. Single medevac drop can be very powerful. Keeping the Raven alive is so nice when you're going for this defensive tank style, because it's going to mean that your opponent basically can't have observers over top of you. And that is one of the big weaknesses of the tank style. Man, this drop is doing so much work. Oh my god. Already killing 4 probes, forcing an entire mineral line pull, but he does lose the medevac. Great job there from Creator, blinking on top of it. Maru probably, I mean, hindsight is 20/20. Probably should have just gotten the value he could instead of trying to save that. If anything, I would have said maybe try and get it up into the top right to just represent threat, because it's clear he wants to stick at home for a while and play quite defensive. Creator does already have a 4th Nexus done, but he's actually down in workers and currently slightly down in economy overall. Creator's got a better split on where the workers go, but Maru's got mules and way more gas than that of Creator. Creator's on 4 gases to his opponent's 6. And of course, this enables the ghosts. Ghosts coming in. Maru has access to an anti-armor missile. This does not feel like an attack Creator should be going for. He's going to go for it nonetheless. All right, we'll find a Viking right there. Not bad. He actually kills 2 tanks. Supposedly just zealots. Not the worst. Not the worst. Maru firing up the 2-2. Creator is on 8 gates right now. He's adding on an additional Colossus. And he is going to be getting up to that +2 weapons very shortly. And there it is. We're going to be... No, never mind. I thought from the wireframe that was a fleet beacon and a 2nd Stargate, but there's actually no single Stargate, so it couldn't have been in hindsight. And also, it was just 2 additional gateways anyways. I didn't need to tell you that I saw that wrong with my eyes, but I decided to. I like to be an honest guy. What can I say? Creator is close to maxing out. And honestly, killing the 2 tanks was pretty nice. But Maru is continuing to build tanks. Can he actually secure this 4th base? He's going to try. Creator gets the kill on the sensor tower and an SCV, but it costs him a Stalker or 2. Oh, he's going to go for the fight here. There's the anti-armor missile. And that is going to make it very difficult to attack in here. Creator really wants to prevent this 4th base from being secured, from turning into a planetary, from starting to get mined. But I don't think he can. I think this is... Well, I think it's secured. Oh, very nice little depot wall on the bottom side. Command center also going to provide additional security here. 3 tanks behind the wall. Zealots will do well against them if they can close the distance, but that is a big if. Maru just rotates, lands a huge anti-armor missile, and is going to be able to hold that wall with... Did he even lose? He lost a Widow Mine and a Marine. Wow. Granted, Creator didn't lose that much in terms of, like he didn't lose a crazy amount of stuff. But he gained almost nothing. Maru already has +2 ship weapons on the way. We've got the fusion core about to complete. Creator is on now 6 bases, I believe. About to be 6 bases. And he's getting close to +3 weapons. He's getting a lot of additional gateways. But it feels like Maru is super well set up here. Already has his 2-2 done. +3 weapons on the way. +3 armor could start up any moment. He's building that big command center farm that allows Terran to start sacking SCVs as they get into the late game and really beef up the army supply in a massive, massive way. Maru playing just 4 medevacs right now. Wants the Caduceus reactor, a medevac energy upgrade, before he goes for the advanced ballistics, the Liberator upgrade. He does have that queued up behind, though. Maru also actually keeping a little bit of supply free right now, which is very interesting. I wonder what the reasoning is for that. Okay. Looks like he wanted to scan and see if his opponent was adding additional gates or if he was going for a fleet beacon transition. Creator is one of the very few players, I would say in the world that will choose to go Stargate. Funnily enough, he actually started it after being scanned, but Maru seeing the additional gateways finish up lets him know, yeah, I want Liberators. And I love that scan from Maru. I think that's a very, very intelligent scan and a very intelligent way of approaching it. Anti-armor missile going to come through disruptor shots. Will kill 1 tank. But once again, that was not free by any means. Ooh, blink forward coming in. Maru had the depot wall down, so the Zealots actually getting on top of the tanks as well. It was just 1 or 2 Zealots, but better than nothing. Creator, though, does get cleaned up. He got a lot of tanks there. But I will say the tanks have already served their purpose. I would actually be more than okay as Maru right now, losing maybe every tank. I feel like if he goes basically now as Advanced Ballistics completes, it's going to be really difficult for Creator to deal with. Creator is on 18 gates. Oh, he loses the Observer, unfortunately, to the missile turret. Oh, Zealots on the bottom side will get in here. We'll find a good number of SCVs. Once again, I feel like Maru is okay with this. I feel like he is fine to lose a few SCVs and repop with more army supply. Creator does land an okay disruptor shot, but he doesn't get that many kills off of it. It is double robo. We don't have any air upgrades yet, nor do we have any air units yet really being produced. Creator has just kind of opened the door for the Stargate transition. Creator, yeah, just... I mean, it's not a terrible position for him, but I do prefer Maru's position drastically. That being said, this wall was never reclosed. Maru, I think, is trying to catch Creator overcommitting and is kind of setting himself up for a big counterattack. How many Liberators are there? 12 Liberators on the field. Got the late game engineering bay, the first one done now in the form of that building armor. +3 ship weapons almost done, which is going to be not the biggest of deals for the Liberators. Obviously nice, but a really big deal for the Vikings. Tectonic Destabilizers is being added in. The Tempest anti-building upgrade, but no air weapons upgrades. Creator has a crazy mineral bank, but no gas bank whatsoever. Oh, wow. I can't believe that Disruptor actually survived. Liberators do get caught a little bit here. They do siege faster since that last patch. Very snappy units now. Anti-armor missile going to land on a few units. Decent little spread from Creator. But Maru is pushing across the map. Creator's doing a really good job of trying to buy time. But the map is so short. It's such a short rush distance from middle to middle, basically. Creator is he just doesn't have what he needs to fight Maru's army. And Maru is going to chase down the top half of it with great fervor. Oh, and now we've got a nuke being dropped on this position. Surely Creator has detection, right? Disruptors are... Oh, they're going to be able to take down the Ghost. That's one way of dealing with a Ghost. You can't see it. I don't think it matters, though. I think that Maru is... Oh, he's going to Artosis pylon down these two Robos. There's not a lot of healing here. Liberators do re-siege. Can Creator get the fight he's looking for? The Archons will get some really big splash on the Liberators. They're going to get cleaned up so fast. And Maru is just going to crush the army of Creator. God, this one Stalker losing the fight to the single Marauder. GG. Creator gets absolutely obliterated in the fight. And Maru doesn't even need the reinforcements. Well done. Yeah, it felt like Creator never was never ready to match Maru's like I guess scaling. Like Maru just outscaled in terms of army quality so hard there. Jin and tectonic stabilizers. Tectonic destabilizers. All right, here we go. Game numero 3. Game 3. Spawning down in the bottom right for Vitality, it is Maru. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up the top left, it is Creator. In the red. And it was a great defense from him in game number 1 against the tank push. In game number 2... doesn't even feel like he played terrible. It just felt like he didn't really match Maru's moves. But I will say, it is tough to deal with a Terran player that gets up to that really big late game army, that 4-base setup. It's a big challenge. Now, I do wonder if we're going to see Maru possibly... Or, well, Creator try and go for something much more aggressive in this game and prevent Maru from getting the setup he was looking for. I really love the approach Maru had in that game specifically. The idea to go for, like, hey, a really, really quick third command center once he saw the double gas of the natural. I feel like that was a great, great move. And I feel like from that point on, Creator, well, hold that SCV. Okay, we'll get saved. But this feels bad right now for Maru. Ruh-roh. This is going to be denial on this command center for a little bit of time. basically until the Cyclone's out. Ah, nice job using the probe to limit the number of shots needed. And it just subtracts maybe 2 seconds of progress from the CC. Not a crazy deal, but nice little move. That's 2 seconds later on an orbital command. Well, maybe not 2 seconds. What's the attack cooldown on an adept? Nah, who knows? Maybe let's call it 2 seconds. Why not? I don't care. I know that's not what the cooldown is, but maybe the SCV bounces away. It's my narrative. I'm allowed to do it how I want. Obviously, Creator did get some really good damage done earlier on. We are going to be seeing a 4-gate blink. Maru with an extremely fast +1 weapons. Wowie zowie. He has had some outlandish builds in this group. The build he did against Lambo in game number 1. And then even a little bit in game number 2. And now like if you put this on a Hearthstone video, like, oh, I did this in this $10,000 tournament, or a Euthermal video or something, people would be like, oh man, that's crazy. Thumbnail has the what was the timing on this? Like 3:45? No, 3:30. He literally started it up at 3:30. I rushed out this upgrade versus Aligulax, one of Aligulax's earliest players. This feels scary right now for Maru. He's building a bunker at the front. He's got one tank. It's very exposed, though. Creator is pretty decisive when he wants to be with these 4-gate blink plays. Ooh, and there's no more additional tank production. Stim is very far along, but it is in a super exposed location. However, this tank, oh, getting some big shots. Creator really bungling his army positioning there. He ate 2 big tank volleys right away. And, I mean, that'll discourage you heavily. For one, he needs to wait till the shields recharge on some of these stalkers, but it also just feels bad. Here comes the blink forward. He surrounds the bunker, gets it in 2 shots. But now Stim is done. Oh, Maru. Okay, I was going to say. Yeah, he definitely wants to start his starport units as quickly as possible. Hasn't swapped this off yet. Tank will get blinked on. Maru's in trouble. Oh, Prism stayed in its warp mode a little long there. There's a lot of Marines here. Oh, this is a cute... Oh, if he blinks forward, that would be disastrous. The tank just unsieged as more stalkers popped out. Creator is taking a 4th base during all this, but I feel like he does need to find a little bit more. Nice snipe on that one Marauder. That was a lot of damage on the stalkers, though, and he did lose one, I believe. Yeah, this is still better for Maru. Maru, unfortunately, did not swap his reactor, or his starport onto the reactor during all this. He could have had his medevacs out a little bit earlier, but of course, he was focused on not dying. And now the medevacs are out. Combat Shields is moments away from completing. Blinking forward, Creator is crazy. And he is going to get punished so hard for it. And just like that, GG is called. Maru crushes the attack. Oh my god. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that blink. That was not it. And with that, though, that will give us a rematch of the opening match number 2. It is going to be Maru and Lambo for the 2nd time in this group. Best of 3 decider match. Sometimes pros make me feel better about my decisions. Yeah, that blink was insane. That blink kind of felt like an I don't want to be in this game anymore kind of blink. And that's too bad. Because I don't think he needed to, like, I think he needed to get a little bit more done. I don't think he needed to win the game. He had a third base. Equal on workers. Still had a lot of stalkers. Like, supplies were even. Is it an amazing position? No. But it's not an unplayable one by any means. It is a very playable situation, in fact. Yeah, I would say just a little bit behind. Ha. Well, there you go, Fran. Yeah, that's a good one. I do like that copy pasta. All right, we are gonna run a minute and a half of ads real quick. How we doing, by the way, everybody? Do we still have a Psy code here? Is there a Psy code still watching in the chat? Just curious. Bum, bum. What you call me? Good chance to tell us what Lambo did in match 1 between the two? Yes. I will indeed be going over that. Because it is going to be a biggin. What you say? That you only meant well. I am gonna plan to most likely cover these because they start at 6 a.m. for me, and as much as I'd love to cover them live, that's like I legitimately don't think I can really do it anymore. I think I'm just a little bit too old. Why not now instead of singing? I mean, I can, but it's easier to do it during the games. Also, Twitch was on an ad break. If you say too old. No, it's just tired. Just tired. It's a little tough. All right, Winter Madness. This is the first one at Lambo 1. All right, let's talk about what happened in the previous series, but we'll talk about this one too. Spawning down in the bottom right for the Shopify Rebellion, it's Lambo. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top left for Vitality, it is Maru. In the red. And this is the decider match. They already played one series. It was a banger. I would definitely recommend taking a look at it, going back to it. Game number 1, Lambo, or rather Maru did something kind of wild. Actually, he did a wild opener in game 1 and 2. In game 1, he opened up with a quick... Oh, they're doing the intros. It's fine. We're just following a camera right now. He opened up with a very quick command center before factory, 3rd CC before factory. And then he went for like a 2-1-1 Hellbat push, but still had quick upgrades. The big thing was that Maru opened up with a very quick 2nd factory after that, before 4th and 5th barracks, and went for like drilling claw mines. He didn't get a crazy amount of damage with it, but he got a good amount. He got a nice amount of damage done with it. And it really kind of threw Lambo off a little bit. I think Lambo's big mistake from that one, because he actually was in a pretty good spot after killing... How many mines? There was a lot of mines committed. It was like 10 mines or something. And there wasn't a crazy number left for Maru. Lambo went for a big attack, but hit before his own 2-2 completed, and when Maru had already completed his +2 attack on his infantry, and +2 armor was reasonably far along. And it finished during the fight. And it felt like that lost Lambo game number 1. That's where it was decided, basically. Maru eventually won from there. But then game number 2, Maru went for an equivalently crazy build. He went CC, 3 CC, and then added a 2nd and 3rd barracks, and then went incredibly fast double upgrades. Went for his 2-2 finished at like 8 minutes and 5 seconds. But then Lambo just was kind of playing a very standard setup. Went for a crazy amount of Ling Bane. Oh, he almost blocks the Reaper in there, but not quite. Oh, that would have been so sick. We'll take the forward base here. He's actually doing this. He did this in the first series as well. On both Tourmaline and Winter Madness here. Maru going back to a much more normal setup. But yeah, game 2, Maru kind of just died to like a Ling Bane, massive Ling Bane run by at the natural. Big Ling Bane attack at the 4th while he was trying to land it. I think he was a little bit too overconfident with the upgrades as they were. Didn't have any Banshees, didn't have a whole lot of Widowmines or tanks at that point. And he kind of just got blasted. And then game 3, Maru didn't scout. Lambo went for a Roach, Warren plus Burrow play. And didn't kill a crazy number of SCVs, but he forced a lot of scans. And got a lot of value. Ooh, we are going to be seeing a second gas at a Roach Warren being made. And Maru's going for a... He's going for like a Hellbat Marauder push. And Lambo... I think he's going Roach Ravager Ling Bane. Holy crap. As far as build orders go, this is a gold mine for Lambo. If Lambo just builds nothing but Roaches, Ravagers, and Lings, and Maru commits to this attack, it should be a medevac behind and it should be an armory. Where's the concussive shells actually from Maru? There it is. Oh, man. Oh, man. Now, I will say behind this, a lot of times you get Banshees, which is good, but also necessary. I was going to say this in the previous series, Maru would have died to Roach Ravager Ling pushes in multiple games. I would say probably in both games, maybe not in game 1. Would have depended on control, but there was option to kill him. In game 2, very likely. But yeah, in game 3, Lambo ended up getting very, very, very far ahead, but not quite winning. Oh, Vikings. Vikings just going to miss this. Just barely. Ravagers are morphing in. This is going to get so messy. Ravagers will complete. There is a Liberator being added on and double engineering bay. Maru is playing turbo greedy. Lambo doesn't yet realize what his opponent's doing. He's going to pull back with some of his units. This will get extremely chaotic. Maru, though, he is going to have to come home with some of his units potentially. Oh, this is really, really messy. I actually don't know who wins this. Lambo's going to be building 6 more Roaches at home. He will break through his opponent's defenses, like, instantly. Actually, where's the Liberator? Oh, my God, it died. Oh, it died very quickly. Lambo does want to buy time to build as many Roaches and Ravagers as he can at home. Really just Roaches. SCV pull. I don't know if that's enough. Corrosive Biles will get dodged at home on the other side of the map. Drones and Lings want to retreat out. Lings are going to fight here. I don't know if this is the fight for Lambo. On the other side of the map. Oh, stim completing would actually be really, really big for Maru. Oh, the move command! The move command on the Hellbats! Oh, that's a big mistake. He loses 2 of them right away, but a big hot pickup saves the Marauders after that. Oh my God, is Maru actually going to clean up and hold his main? What? Holy crap. Maru's actually going to do it. Lambo should have committed across the map with the Lings, it turns out. Oh, wow. And Maru takes game number 1. I cannot believe Maru held there. How did that even happen? I think I'm going to go back and we're going to watch each part individually so we don't have to jump back and forth. Oh, man. I feel like if all these lings commit across the map right now, there's no way Maru holds. But then it gets really, really weird for Lambo. The biles on the reactor were very good. Look at that. He's got 4 Hellbats, or 4 Hellions and Hellbats queued up. But the supply block was actually really big. The Depot top hat helped a lot for Maru here. That was a good surround on that one Roach. Lings added in. These Lings on the other side of the map would have made a world of difference. They obviously wouldn't have been the best against the Hellbats, but they would have been really, really good. The SCV pull here from Maru was very, very valuable. But yeah, the Lings right now would have been amazing on the other side of the map. The fact that this is really smart for Maru. The fact that he queued up Hellbats specifically so they didn't have to morph meant that they were immediately getting max value on the Ravagers. And that actually really, really helped cleaning this up. All right, let's watch the entirety of the other side now. So, good decision for Maru to go straight into the natural.
Base is under attack.
SCV ready.
I think... Oh, yeah.
Our SCVs are under attack.
It's so tricky. Because right now, it's easy for me to know and for us to know that the best decision for Lambo to make is to send the Lings across the map. But also to only build Roaches from this base and stockpile them there. It's so tricky because there's not actually anywhere you can easily hide the drones. Maybe right now Lambo should pull the drones from the natural all the way up here. It's tricky to know because you have to get out before he sees you. Otherwise, he will hunt them down with the Hellions or the Medevac and a Hellbat or any number of things, and you're just never getting away. Oh, that's tricky. It's a really tricky situation. The Lings at the third didn't move the whole fight. That's correct. They would have been so big on the other side of the map. But yeah, looking at Maru's decision-making. So he sees the Lings. Move out, obviously, morphs the Hellbats. The fact that he morphed them so far forward is really good for Maru as well. But yeah, it's hard to make the right call here because you're trying to micro on 2 fronts. But if Lambo doesn't try and make his hold in the main, but then he probably loses every drone. Then it turns into a base trade, and you've got a Terran player on 3 orbitals. If you lose every drone, you are, at best, you're getting a draw. More likely, though, you're just losing the game. But it is worth noting that if Lambo comes out of this with all of his Roaches and Ravagers on the other side of the map alive, he has way more fighting power in a straight-up fight. The Hellbats and Marauders are a problem, and the Medevac is going to be able to provide a lot of value, but you can kite them. You can target fire. It's tricky. Oh, it's really tricky. It's weird to know how this would have gone. I'm assuming basically every SCV dies in this scenario. And then even if 10 drones survive, that's why I'm saying, like, if the drones escape from the natural out to here. But that's a big if. Hellbats are so deceptively strong. They're a lot stronger than people give them credit for, that's for sure. My instinct is to keep, like, looking away. Yeah, right now, once the drones are in this main, they're locked in here forever. There's legitimately no way to get them to escape. other than the Terran player letting them go. Yeah, even getting the 2 Hellbats kind of for free there, I mean, it really is never going to be enough. And you need so many more roaches than this. Yeah, I honestly, even just sending the Lings across the map with this might have been enough. It's going to be tricky because there's going to be Hellbats popping out eventually. But at this point, yeah, Lambo's 100% dead. 100%. He just cannot deal with what his opponent's got. The Lings are pretty much useless at home, though. This is a tricky scenario. This is a really tricky scenario. But well played from Maru. He gets game 1. All right, Tourmaline. For game number 2, possibly the final game of the series and the group. Unless Lambo can once again pull off an insane reversal. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left for the Shopify Rebellion. It is Lambo in the blue. And his opponent spawning up the top right for Vitality. It's Maru in the red. Oh, Maru was 1 map away from being eliminated from this group, and now he's just 1 map away from making it out after all. These GSL-style groups are brutal, punishing. And on the other side, speaking of brutal and punishing, Lambo was 1 map away from making it out in first place of his group. And now he is 1 map away from being eliminated. Oh, man, that's so painful. Maru is getting back to basics, though. I mean, obviously, that wasn't entirely back to basics. He did do a 3cc Hellbat Marauder. But he made the better decisions in the heat of the moment. I will say, of the 2 sides, it feels like the Terran decision tree is relatively easier. Like, commit with the Hellbat push, basically, is the thing. And then focus as much of your attention on the defense as possible. But I think Maru still executed it brilliantly. Brilliantly. Like, I think the SCV pulls to soften up the army were really, really strong and would not have been anywhere near as strong if the Lings were sent across the map. Once again, in the first series that they played, Maru went for some very, very late... very late factories. Oh, Reaper on the other side of the map gets surrounded. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Now that's a pretty good start for Lambo right there. Oh, that's huge, actually. He once again takes a forward base. This is pretty awkward for Maru losing that Reaper. You are not supposed to lose that. Wowie zowie. Lambo. Oh, man. Now the temptation's got to be so strong for him to just go for some kind of all-in. Maru didn't build the second Marine here. Gonna lose 1 SCV. Oh, he gets a second SCV as well. Oh, barely unable to kill that Marine. Good micro from Maru, but that was pretty lucky, if we're being honest. There is a 3rd CC already on the way. Lambo did fire up Ling speed, but it is late. It is a very, very late Ling speed. If Maru is crazy and runs by with the first, I guess at this point now it's going to be 3 Hellions. He wasn't able to start the second Hellion. That means he can't start the fourth Hellion right away. But it would be insane to go in basically at the 4-minute mark and assume that your opponent has delayed link speed. Maru is going to play Banshee. He is going to be safe, basically for the first time in this series, I would say. He's actually playing safe. And going for the 3cc Banshee. Oh. Hellions do get the kill on a Creep Tumor. A lot of damage on their hull, but ultimately they will escape. It is going to be Fake Cloak. The interference matrix being researched here. Lambo did see the 3rd CC, and he did see, well, what looks like 3cc Cloak Banshee. But it's actually going to be single Banshee, I believe. Will Maru go for a kind of straightforward 8 racks behind this? There's the double NG Bay. Oh, just okay. We're swapping back onto. Okay, this is a little weird. Banshee at the 3rd base is going to be able to grab a couple drones, and that's one disadvantage of taking this forward base. I'd be curious to see. Oh wait, oh my God, he's building a Raven. Maru just simply refuses to play normal. Why can't you be normal? Ah! Just screaming incoherently. Shrieking into the void. Lambo with a very nice drone count here at this point. Already getting towards the double EVOS. And despite the fact that Maru went double NG Bay before 2nd and 3rd racks, Lambo has his upgrades very closely timed to that of Maru. Now here is the benefit of the Raven. Free creep clear. Lambo adding the Hydralisk then, getting in towards a good number of additional drones. Oh, auto turret gonna drop? Yes, he will. Wants to force those queens away. Obviously, he'd love to kill them, but content with just denying additional creep. Lambo set up for vision against some follow-through attacks. He is droned very hard here. 83 drones already, 84 even. Jeez, that is a really, really high supply. He's already at high economy. Oh, little oopsie. Shooting his own Fang, his own Creep Tumor. A couple drones will get taken down by this Cloakless Banshee once again at the 4th. Spore Crawler was not positioned well to deal with it, and Lambo never repositioned it. Oh, now he will. This is more of an anti-drop defense. Maru's 2nd factory. 4th CC is nearly done already for Maru, and he's already up to 71 SCVs. Oh, transfuse on the Overlord was enough to keep it alive. Maru is really doing a good job of keeping Lambo from getting too far forward with this creep. Oh, this is a big deal. Lambo did not start his Bane speed right away, so it is not going to be done for a while. He does need to fire up his 2-2 immediately. He has a quick hive. It's going to be 1-2 instead, so he's going to have the missile and melee. Maru was not the quickest about his 2-2. In fact, he still hasn't started +2 armor. He doesn't quite have the gas for it. There it is. My brain always wants to default to the 2-2 upgrades for Terran costing 175, 175, but they don't. They haven't for a while. They cost 150, 150 now. All the upgrades have been reduced in cost for all the races. Lambo will end up surviving to Bane speed. He does have a 5th base done. Maru has not yet started to move out in earnest. He actually, this is kind of funny. He scanned despite having the Raven here. Wanted that extra bit of safety from not having to send the Raven quite so far forward. Both Hydra upgrades are now done. And we've got adrenal glands on the way. Hive tech already started up. Hydralisk then, he can get the Hydra lunge right now. Oh, here comes his first push in the middle of the map. Finds Lambo's queens. Very unprepared right there. Lambo was split with some Lingbane to the right side. Lingbane Hydra even. God, killing 3 queens is actually so nice for Maru. He's barely lost anything, in fact. Jeez, Maru has raced up to 5 bases. Absolutely, positively raced up to 5 bases. That is kind of bonkers to me. Now he's on double factory tank production. +1 vehicle weapons is getting close to completing alongside the 2-2 for the bio. Lambo's maxed out, and he's building a bank. But his creep has been very heavily stunted. And, oh man, I don't know. This is a Maru that has fast-tracked to the late game. And that really feels like that's underselling it. This is cute with the overlords. Maru doesn't yet know about this. This feels like a good potential attack for Lambo. Anti-armor missile will come in. Blinding Cloud on the front line tank. There's a lot of bio behind this. Second Blinding Cloud hitting the tank and a lot of bio as well. This is a really good start to this for Lambo. Forces the 5th base to lift. Kills some pretty decent value units. Not cheap. That was expensive, but that's a good start, I would say. How many gases does Lambo have? 7 gas. Okay. That is a lot of eco, obviously. You know, I would not mind at all a 30 Evo out of Lambo. Maru scanning. I like that he scans for where the army would be if he's looking to go for a secondary attack. And he rescans. Oh, man. Maru can land a big anti-armor missile. That could be huge. Oh, okay. No way do I want to attack right now on Lambo, but he's going to go for it. EMP landing on the Vipers. That's a great start to the engagement. Lambo going to get blasted back right there. That EMP completely preventing that attack from even being possible. Maru, for some reason, not starting 3-3 yet, but has started drilling claws, interestingly. 5th base has now turned into a planetary. Lambo adding a couple additional drones. I mean, Lingbane Hydra is kind of your fighting, busting, trading composition. But when the Terran player gets up to 5 bases this fast, it's hard to find a way to break through with it. There's that Hydra Lunge started up now. Obviously late. EMP's not going to happen this time. Blinding Cloud is going to be good on the tanks. And also even enveloping the bio a little bit. More and more Banelings showing up here, but that one tank wakes back up after being Blinding Clouded for a while. Lambo committing very far in here. That didn't go terribly, but Maru going to kill 1, maybe 2 bases on the counter. And that was super expensive for Lambo. Now Maru firing up his 3-3. Oh, he even going to find a good number of drones. More than nullifying, I would say, the damage that Maru just took. And it's a little bit superficial damage anyways. Not completely. Maru's not wealthy. But he's on 4 orbitals. He's got another couple command centers finishing up, as well as unmorphed at this point. Like, if he were to morph this into a planetary, which of course he's going to, and then the others into orbitals, which he is doing as well, he'll be up to 6 orbitals. And still adding on another command center. Oh, he's even got a planetary here on the right side for defense. Not enough Terran players do this, and it's so goddamn strong. I think it's insane that Terran players don't do this more. Planetaries on... They're free... They're no supply. They don't cost you supply. They're expensive buildings, obviously, and yeah, but they're very, very worth it. Blinding Cloud is going to come in. Ghosts are kind of leading the charge here. We do see the Banelings. They will find a couple SCVs. They want those Ghosts, though. Maru is going to be forced to kite back. Where are the tanks? The answer is he kind of didn't even need them. Lambo not able to break through. Unfortunately, didn't even get this one tank here. That was a very one-sided fight in favor of Maru. Snipe coming in, grabs one Viper. That was a really good split for Maru to keep those Ghosts alive. A little bit awkward that he had not that many tanks. Meanwhile, Maru added a second armory. He's getting in towards the 3-1 upgrades. Also getting... I think this is the second game where he's gotten one late-game Engineering Bay upgrade, but not the other. +2 missile, +3 melee on the way for Lambo. He is going to lose that bottom right corner base again. On the top side... Oh, good evasion of that secondary spore by Maru. There is a Spire. I mean, I don't... This isn't looking great for Lambo right now. Oh. Was that a little cheeky F2? I'm not sure, but either way, he's going to be able to unload back into a corner. Kind of funny. Widow Mines are going to be a nuisance to deal with. 14 Ghosts out, and Maru is not slowing down. He's adding on additional command centers. He's going to have 2 more Ghosts popping out shortly. Actually, look at that. 2 mines, 2 tanks, 2 Ghosts, and 2 armory, factory armory upgrades. Lambo, kudos to him. Remembers the +3 missile. I feel like a lot of Zerg players have been forgetting to add this +3 missile. Even when they can afford it, even when it is absolutely called for. But usually that's just because the game is so chaotic. 2x2 hands of blue. Yeah. Maru. Not afraid of going to the late game, of course. And... oh, that's a nice scan right there. Finding an Infestor. A Shark Fester even. Oh, he's going to be able to snipe down that Infestor, no problem. Fungal, who cares? He gets 2 Marines. Even if he gets all 4 Marines and the Marauder. Yep. The potential that the Infestor has is much higher. Changelings trying to be dropped in large quantities. This is going to be a nice little find for Lambo. Drops a couple Blinding Clouds. Will abduct 1 Liberator. But there's no anti-air besides just a single Hydra. He kills the base. But the second Liberator getting 14 kills. And that was very expensive for Lambo. Maru's just going to land another CC here. I mean, you gotta chip away at Maru's bank, but it's hard to be cost efficient. And that was wildly cost inefficient, unfortunately. Lambo does have some really great creep spread on the top left. And on the bottom and middle, it's starting to move forward a little bit better. Still nothing really in the bottom right. But here on Tourmaline, with not enough bases to take to get like a 6 base advantage over the Terran, or a 5 base, or even a 4 base advantage over the Terran, it's a problem. It's a problem for Lambo. He's only really got a 2 base advantage, even if he mines from everything. But the mines are going to burrow up. They get some decent connections. Not a crazy amount here, but Maru is repositioning. Blinding Cloud does land on a tank that was sieging up. The Ghosts behind it are protected. More and more Banelings getting absolutely blasted. 15,000 resources lost advantage. And now we got 2 more factories in production. Maru rebuilding a few SCVs at a time. I actually do think that's a wise choice. I think you want to be on more SCVs than just 47. I think you want to still be on like 60. So I really like that choice to add a little bit more SCV supply back in. Got another sensor tower being rebuilt. Lambo is continuing to respread creep even as it gets denied. And he's got a gigantic bank. He's got 8,000 resources in the bank. But you can't break the Terran. Kind of doesn't matter what your bank is. As long as they still have more bases to take, or you yourself as the Zerg don't have more bases to take. Wouldn't mind going to burrow up here. Does get taken down before it can fire. Same with the second one. Liberators. Oh, they siege up. Those Banelings get absolutely melted trying to run up the ramp. I use the term meat grinder maybe a little too freely, but that was a meat grinder. Maru, 3 more tanks in production. I mean, they're doing some incredible work here. Maru also getting in towards +2 ship weapons, +3 armor. He's closing in on the total upgrade supremacy. Also, this is interesting. Drilling Claws goes between ship and armor. I thought all 5 upgrades were next to each other on the, like, I guess, order table. Wood Mines on the right side, well spread out, and they do find some value here. There's not a lot of front line for these tanks, but Maru is able to rotate back in position. Blinding Clouds coming in on top of the Ghosts, but that will not prevent their snipes. Only their auto attacks. And Lambo once again gets turned back on the right side. He kills another bunch of SCVs. He denies the 6th base for a little while. But Maru is still absolutely winning this game at the moment. And I don't yet see anything that is going to quickly change that. Maru hasn't ever really built a bank, but he's never really needed to. Once again, like with 8 orbital commands and consistent rebuilds on command centers as they kind of get chipped away at here and there, it is quite challenging. We do see Lambo trying to use these Nidus worms to ferry his army potentially to bottom left, or top left, bottom right, which I think is a very smart little move. Maru is going to start to go for his first push. Lambo going to try and clean this up. This might be the fight he's been looking for a very long time. But no, it's not going to be. Those Ghosts, they cloak up. They weren't even really in that much danger at any point. And Maru, he didn't even lose all the Marauders on the right side. There just wasn't enough Banes. Lambo will save the vast majority of the drones on this bottom right. But Maru is, what is that, 23,000 resources lost ahead as he wipes out another base of Lambos. For this kind of disparity in resources lost, you need a minimum of, I would say a minimum of 3 full bases mined more than the Terran. I would argue you want 4 or more, but it's obviously very map dependent. In this scenario, he has only been able to get 1.5, kind of, because he still hasn't been able to hold this base on the bottom right the whole time. Oh, there is a nuke here. Ghosts do go very far forward onto creep, but they're able to just run away. They are zippy. And there was obviously a lot of support behind it in the form of the Liberators right above. Tanks just behind. Yeah, Maru has realized and decided and realized correctly that he can just start to move forward. Ghost's going to be able to snipe some units here. He EMPs the Infestors. That's going to prevent any catch on the Ghosts. And that was only a quarter of them anyways. Lambo has fought very well against Maru in this group. He won their first series 2-1, including an epic turbo banger on Ruby Rock. But in the run back, this is looking very, very tough for him. He's going to try and break this position here. Banelings will get past a lot of this. Drones even pulling into the fight. Tanks do get taken down, but the mass snipe clears out every Overseer. Corruptors have been added on for a Broodlord switch. But, yeah. Well, that just did not work out, did it? He actually cleared a lot of Maru's army. And realistically, Maru probably should be getting off the map right now to reinforce. Just to make sure that those ghosts stay safe. We do have a Ling run by on the top side. Maru's mineral bank is gone. It's just that Lambo lost 2 bases. Maru is now taking one of those bases. So now we're at an even... Obviously, there's a lot of resources that were mined from this bottom right. But Maru's still going to get the majority of them. And Lambo is mostly broke. Mostly broke. He's... Actually, how many mineral patches does he even have to mine from? Oh, he's still got a few at his original, like, 4th base location. Which is kind of cool. Means he's purposely mined other bases. Which is very smart. We are going to see an attempt to jump on this army of Maru. It's mostly tanks and a bit of bio on their own. Ghosts are a little bit in trouble, but... Oh, there's so many tanks on the bottom side. Yeah, the ghosts just kite back and easily get out of harm's way. There's a burrowed shark fester. But Lambo's got nothing left. And there it is. GG is called. Final tally at the end of the game. $70,000 resources lost. Nearly double that of the Terran. And the Ghost Supremacy. He only lost 2 ghosts in that game. Wow. Wow. Damn. Yeah, he lost almost as many Reapers as Ghosts. He lost 4 times as many Sensor Towers as Ghosts. Jeez. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Wowie zowie. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Just play faster. I mean, that's quite an ask. Sensor towers can't run away forever. It's true. It's true. It's not just about playing faster, though. You also have to always take, like, good fights, pretty much. And that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough to do. Over 2 base resource worth of difference. Yeah, how much does I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't actually know it off the top of my head. Because it's 1,800 times 4 plus 900 times 4, which is... Actually, I guess it's 900 times 12 is the easiest way to do that. So 10,800 minerals plus 4,500 gas. 15,300. Yeah, that's more than double 2 bases worth of efficiency difference. If you want to say that, Joom, you can, but you don't have to repeat the same message twice. I think he's very good, but to say unspoken, I don't think it's unspoken to a lot of people. I think he's very good. And one of the GOATs for sure. It's Cyril then Maru for now. Yeah, I would agree with that. Clem is coming. I think... Okay, so here's my prediction for the future. If Clem adjusts... Okay, so there's two possible ways it goes, right? If Clem adjusts and is able to win games the way Cyril has learned how to win games, which is the way that Maru has won a lot of games, then I will say Clem will pass him and take the crown eventually, assuming StarCraft 2 continues. If he doesn't, in a lot of people's minds, he will pass Maru, he will pass Maru and then Cyril for a while. And then if the game goes long enough, someone else will come by and do to Clem what Clem has started to do to Cyril, if that makes sense, where there'll be a player that is ludicrously fast, ridiculously fast, really freaking good, but doesn't have the magic of someone like a Maru or a Cyril. Can we say Clem if he can't play TVT? That's a valid point, because TVT is a very strategic matchup. Yeah, personally, I think that it is... I do think that, yeah, it's a valid point to bring up, like, not playing TVT. Does that disqualify him? I don't think so. I don't think so, but it is a valid point. Yeah, it's a point that you have to make, and you have to talk about it. Like, the thing is, I don't think the GOAT discussion will be reopened anytime soon, unless Clem basically, because Clem, while he's done extremely well against Cyril recently, he hasn't won every tournament since then. You know, like, he hasn't won everything. He's had Cyril's number, but Cyril won the biggest tournament in the last, like, calendar year at EWC. And Clem got kind of like, he got a little bit strategy gapped. A little bit. At EWC. All right, we got to run a minute and a half into ads real quick. Obviously, Clem is, to me right now, he is the best player in the world. but it takes more. It's weird to say this. It takes more than being the best player in the world to win every tournament. Arguably, Hero is playing better than Clem. Hero is playing... It feels like when Hero enters a tournament right now, he's more likely... I don't even want to say more likely to win it. Because I don't know that who I would choose if I had to choose somebody. Thank you, SC2 for the Prime resub at 49 months. Dunka Dunka. It also takes picking Protoss and sometimes Zerg. To be... What is that in response to? I said a lot of things, and I'm not 100% sure what it's in response to. Also, I think I'm going to cut the YouTube stream right now. That it takes more than being the best to win. Takes picking Protoss and sometimes Zerg. I'm not sure if memeing. I think... I don't know. It's really hard to play Zerg right now. I don't know how else to say it. It's really, really hard to play Zerg right now. There's a lot of things that... So part of Zerg has always been that if you play like really, 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 really freaking well, you'll cover everything. But it feels like in the last patch, there's more things that Zerg has to be able to deal with than like ever before. And because you can't just look at one matchup in a vacuum, right? So now that mech with siege tanks being unabductable, there's like a one less answer to mech. So you have to come up with new approaches now to dealing with mech. So it's not just playing against bio, playing against 8 racks, playing against, 4 base, ghost, turtle, playing against whatever, burrow move infestors, blah, blah, blah. Now you also have to prepare for mech, and battle mech is still viable enough that it's multiple forms of mech, not to mention multiple openers for mech too, where you can potentially open up Blue Flame Hellion or Quick Banshee or like a quick battle mech opener, like three factories. And then Protoss has... I wouldn't say Protoss has more ways to play now, but the algorithm has gotten a little bit more complicated now that Protoss players are figuring out how to use Storm in PvZ more effectively. They're realizing, wait a minute, it's actually really, really good against air. And that's made it a lot more difficult to play against that as Zerg as well. And then ZVZ is just something that you have to be willing to engage in the insanity of it. And there's a lot of things to think about. That's not to say that like the other races don't suffer from similar things. Like TVT is a very different matchup than TVZ, which is a very different matchup than TVP. And TVP, there's a lot of things you have to do to figure out how to play against Terran. I think this latch patch, more than anything, made the game a lot harder to be really good at for everyone. But I think for Zerg, probably a little bit more. For Terran, it's completely changed what the priority has to be in TVP compared to what it was for so long. I wouldn't say so. Hero and max packs are making it look easy for Zerg or like PvZ or just in general for Protoss. My race is always the hardest to play. I mean, yeah, for sure. There's definitely the personal bias that comes in. That's something you can't get away from. And I acknowledge that I have a personal bias for sure, but I try to be fair too. Yeah, I think now that there's a lot more strategic fluidity in more of the matchups, Hero is the strengths of Hero are being highlighted more, and the weaknesses of max packs are being highlighted more, and that's strategic diversity. All right, we are going to switch off the YouTube stream, and we are going to play a game or two of SC2 Ladder. I don't actually know if we're going to be back for the Picosaur tonight, but we'll see.